Well, welcome to Ball State University for the CIC Football Extravaganza right here on WIW-TV. Kyle Johnson alongside Tim Tedeschi. 4 games coming your way from this stadium all today. First one on the docket, Madison-Grant, Alexandria. Tim, both teams 1-4 this season, 0-3 in the CIC. What do they have to do to try to get up for this game?
I just think really it's going to be a good matchup overall. Both teams coming in with bad losses last week against conference teams. So really looking to bounce back today. And I really just think this game could go either way. It's going to be a fun one to watch.
Alexandria, 60 players on their roster. Madison-Grant, 29. Alexandria a little bit more experienced. What can we look for in terms of that on the field?
Well, yeah, the thing with Madison-Grant is that most of their starters play both ways, and it's going to be tough for them to keep up with this larger roster for Alexandria.
We're going to go down to the sideline real quick. Shaylee Clark is standing by.
All right, the coaches are looking very excited for this game. First of all, Coach Kyle Bower says they've had very consistent practices. He's ready for the game. Alexandria coach says they're eager for another win after a few losses, so let's see how the game goes.
Madison-Grant taking the kickoff, still going past the 50. Fumble! And now Alexandria hops on the ball. Madison-Grant had a phenomenal kickoff return and then fumbled the last second in Alexandria territory.
Yeah, Jacob Lutterman picked that one up on an end around, and he took it all the way across midfield that time, but it looked like it was number 24, Bryce Montgomery, that picked up that fumble for Alexandria, and they'll start the game with the ball.
Madison-Grant received the kick. Looked like they had great field position going for them, a great start to the game, and at the last second, right before the knee was down, the ball came out.
Yeah, very good return that time from Madison-Grant. The Argylls had a good return going, but that fumble very costly here in the beginning of the game.
Alexandria will start with the ball after kicking the ball off. Oh, actually, Madison-Grant has the ball. I'm not sure what they're saying.
I think they're saying that his knee was down, Jacob Lutterman, and they're going to keep the ball with Madison-Grant. Lucky break there for the Argylls.
Here's a replay.
Yeah.
Tough to tell from that angle.
Yeah, it looked like the ball might have came out before the player was down, but they'll keep it with the Argylls here. Great field position to start this game.
So Madison-Grant will keep the ball. That play gaining about a yard off the read option.
And that was number 33, Nathan Keene, and we are probably going to be saying his name quite a lot. He is the main rusher for the Argylls. The freshman gets a lot of work.
Garrett Watson out of the shotgun, is going to look to throw. Looking, intercepted by Alexandria. That's number 24, Bryce Montgomery, who's a big playmaker for them and making his presence known already.
Yeah, Bryce Montgomery was the player on the kickoff who recovered the would-be fumble. Didn't get it that time, but is able to pick off the number 8, Garrett Watson, the quarterback for Madison-Grant, and now Alexandria with their first possession of the game.
Well, what a start to this first game. Madison-Grant taking the ball into Alexandria territory off the kickoff. Looked like there might have been a fumble, ruled down by contact, and then a couple plays later, the interception. So Alexandria now has the ball at their own 39-yard line. Dylan Dowling is the quarterback. He'll take the read option to the right side of the field, looking to get an edge. Find some space, taken down to the sideline around the 49-yard line. That'll be close to a first down.
Yeah, and Alexandria, they love to run that read option. Dylan Dowling has about as many carries as their running back, and you'll see a lot of that here today.
Alexandria, as you said, Tim, has a lot of different rushers that they use. Not a go-to guy. Dowling will keep the ball himself, but a bevy of running backs to kind of use to throw the defense off.
Yeah, a balanced running attack, but they're always looking to pass the ball as well with that read option. Sometimes Dowling will keep it in the pocket and will look to pass. As you see, they spread out wide here.
Pistol formation with 3 wide receivers. Dowling will take it. Toss. That is Bryce Montgomery around the left side. And he will get stopped, but keep his legs turning for about a 3-yard gain. So they did get a first down on that last play from Dowling. It'll be 2nd and 7 coming up.
Yeah, nice little toss action there. Dylan Dowling to Bryce Montgomery, and he's able to keep the wheels turning a little bit. And we'll look at the replay there. Nice toss. Nice pull there from number 71. That's Michael Queer up above, and Bryce Montgomery breaks the tackle there. Is able to get 1 more yard out of it.
Pretty good swarm defense that time from Madison-Grant, not allowing him to get to the edge. They'll come out in the pistol again. Dowling with 3 wide receivers. It'll be a read option. He'll keep it himself up the middle. Not much there. A little juke spin move, and he gains a couple more yards. It'll bring up 3rd down. So a crazy start to this game. First of 4 coming your way from Ball State University. Madison-Grant, Alexandria, both these teams looking for their first conference win. So still a lot to play for, even though both of them are at the bottom of the CIC, but maybe climb out of the basement, as you said, and get something rolling.
Yeah, one of these teams will finally be out of last place here in the Central Indiana Conference. We'll see who gets it done today.
3rd down, Dowling. Read option again. He'll give it to Montgomery, who will be stuffed and not get the 1st down. So good defense that time from Madison-Grant, not allowing Montgomery to gain the 1st down.
Yeah, good swarming defense there from the Argylls, not allowing a good push from that offensive line.
It'll be 4th and 2. The offense staying out there, looking like they might go for it. Not in field goal range, a little out of punting range. So a difficult call here. But they're going to go for it on the 4th down. 2 yards to get to the 1st down.
And number 33, Cole Lehman, has checked in to that pistol back formation, replacing Montgomery.
It'll be a toss. And he will not get the 1st down. That was 33, Cole Lehman, instead of Montgomery. And Madison-Grant stopping the Tigers on 4th down to get the ball back.
And good pursuit that time from number 11, Chase Bramel, for Madison-Grant. He came up from his cornerback position, saw that toss coming, and was able to cut down Lehman and before he got the 1st down.
It'll be interesting to see as this game goes on. Madison-Grant, obviously 29 players, a lot of players playing both ways. The factor of fitness, if that becomes an issue later on in this game, but so far Madison-Grant playing well. They'll have 4 wide receivers here, and they'll run a little sweep. That is number 11, Chase Bramel, and he'll get the 1st down and more all the way down to the 40-yard line, so quickly into Alexandria territory.
Yeah, Chase Bramel in motion on that play, able to take the jet sweep to the right side, and he's able to carry it for a big gain for the Argylls.
The Argylls have a pretty balanced attack. Good running, good passing. They'll try to mix it up. They have a lot of wide receivers in this set. It'll be a read option that will go nowhere. A little bit of a loss by maybe a foot. That is Luke Stroop on the carry.
Good tackle by the number 55, Christian Brown there. Out of the linebacker position, he was able to get past the line of scrimmage and make a tackle in the backfield.
2 tailbacks in the shotgun with Garrett Watson. This is our first chance to look at Nate Keene, and he's going to go to the right side, and he's going to go all the way. Touchdown, Madison-Grant to start this game off with points on the board.
Nate Keene just exploded out of the backfield that time, and there was a great block there by number 54, Levi Bott. He's the guard on the right side. He sealed the edge that time for Madison-Grant, and Nate Keene was gone after that.
Tons of room to run on that right side, and Nate Keene, only a freshman, very productive so far this season, and there you see why. So Madison-Grant strikes first, and they'll look to put the extra point and go up 7-0 with 6:54 in the first. And it is good. So 7-0 Madison-Grant to start this game off. Looked like they were a little discombobulated in the first kick return, very good return. Almost fumbled the football, then a couple plays later the interception. But stuffing Alexandria on the very next drive on 4th and short to set up this touchdown.
We'll take a look at the replay here. Here is the interception from Bryce Montgomery, which was the first possession of the game for Madison-Grant. But they were able to stop Alexandria on their next drive.
Here's the run. Oh, well, that was our initial look at it, but a great run, obviously, by Keene to get into the open field. And he just turned on the afterburners once he was in the open field and nothing but green in front of him.
Yeah, and that's good to see Madison-Grant here early, sticking to their bread and butter. They are a running team. They like to have a little bit of a bounce attack, but they are more successful when Nate Keene is getting lots of yards and lots of carries, and you saw it right there on that drive.
So far, Madison-Grant's energy has been a little better. Just get the sense that even after the interception, they didn't give up on the play. Defense made a nice stand against the Tigers. And we'll see how Alexandria responds when they get the ball back. Zach Andrew to kick off. Alexandria deep. Dane Johnson will return this kickoff, and he will barely get to the 20-yard line before he is swallowed up by the Argylls.
Good tackle there on the kickoff from number 62, Lane Parsons. He's able to bring down number 11, Dane Johnson, at the 20.
Here's a look at the touchdown by Nate Keene. Great holes by the offensive line.
Yeah, you see a good block there from number 23, Luke Stroop. He was the other running back in the backfield, and then number 54, Levi Bott. Both of them sealed the edge, and there was nothing but daylight for Zach Keene. Nate Keene, excuse me.
How will the Tigers respond? Dowling in the pistol again. They'll do the read option. He'll give it up to Bryce Montgomery, and he will get about a foot, maybe less.
Good push there from the Argyle defensive line, able to push the Alexandria Tigers back a little there for no gain.
So far, not a lot of passes by either team. Obviously, Madison-Grant with the early pick. But the Alexandria Tigers are just doing that read option about every play. A couple toss plays to the outside, but haven't seen a pass yet from Dowling. He's in the pistol yet again. 3 wide receivers. He will look to pass now, and he finds over Dane Johnson's reach. Dane Johnson was open on the outside.
Yeah, he had his receiver open that time, but just a little bit of an overthrow that time from Dylan Dowling.
So that brings up 3rd and 10. Alexandria hoping to get a first down to stop Madison-Grant's momentum. Difficult spot to convert a 3rd down from on your own 20-yard line. 3rd down and long coming up. Dowling will be in the shotgun. Bryce Montgomery to his right. 3 wide receivers set. Dowling will look to pass. Throwing a slant route, bobbled, and then caught by Matt Klenke. That was an excellent job of concentrating on the pass and bringing that pass in.
Yeah, Dylan Dowling right on the money that time, and Klenke bobbled it but made a nice acrobatic catch and a big gain and a first down for the Tigers.
A tight window for Dowling to throw that into. You see, he just clears the defenders. Great concentration by Klenke to bring that ball in and get the first down.
Yeah, double coverage that time from the Argylls, and Dowling was still able to thread the needle and complete that pass.
So a first down for the Tigers of Alexandria. Dowling again in the pistol with Bryce Montgomery in the backfield. He'll keep it himself and swallow it up by number 75 of Madison-Grant. That is Bo Bangle getting back there for a loss.
Yeah, Bangle with a great read that time, but also number 25, Chris Ellsworth. You see him blitzing there, and he didn't get the tackle, but he created some space for Bangle. I think the offensive line was a little confused on who they were supposed to cover with that blitz coming. Great team defense there for the Argylls.
That is a loss of 5, so 2nd and 15. Alexandria 1 step forward and 2 steps back. 2nd and long coming up. 4 wide receivers this time for the Tigers. Dowling will snap it and look for the screen pass, intercepted by Madison-Grant, and Dowling makes the tackle to save another touchdown. But what a play by the Argylls defense.
Number 50, Brody Eads, is able to tip that ball and catch it. They say linemen don't have hands, but he showed them off that time.
Screen was obvious. The offensive line snuck out and just underthrown by Dowling. got a hand on it, Eads did, and was able to haul that pass in. Dowling, though, good tackle to save a touchdown. But Madison-Grant, a great turnover and now great field position.
That was a good job by Eads as well, because he almost got caught in that screen, went a little too far, but he retraced his steps and was able to get a hand on it, and then he was able to make that catch.
Luke Stroop with the rush there. He'll lose about a yard for Madison-Grant. That'll bring up 2nd down and long. So we saw Madison-Grant convert the early turnover. Alexandria hands it back to them on that drive with the interception from Dowling. We'll see if Madison-Grant can capitalize. Under center I formation, Garrett Watson. That is Nate Keene. And the ball comes out, not sure if he was down. Was swarmed to dragging defenders. Looks like Madison-Grant will keep the football. But the ball came out late, not sure if the knee was down. Looked like he might have been down. But a good solid run brings up 3rd down and about 4.
Yeah, light rain was falling a little earlier here, so we'll see if holding on to the ball will be a problem.
I formation, and that is in to the end zone. Luke Stroop, the fullback, gets 5 yards on that carry. 3rd and 5 from the 5-yard line is a tough run to convert when you're this close. But he is able to take some defenders with him into the end zone. Madison-Grant up 2 scores now already on the Tigers of Alexandria.
Yeah, Madison-Grant once again had a great push from the offensive line. They're getting some great blocking so far, and it's led to 2 rushing touchdowns.
Zach Andrew back for the extra point. It is up, and it is good, so 14-0 right out of the gate in the first quarter. Madison-Grant on top with 3:47 to play in this first quarter.
Yeah, we talked about a little bit earlier how Madison-Grant has about half the players on their roster as Alexandria does, but they're really not showing it here. They're playing hard. A lot of those guys are going both ways, but they've really taken it to Alexandria so far.
So far has not been an issue for the Argylls. Here's a look at that touchdown.
Yeah, Stroop just barreled over that Tiger defender. Good block as well. I believe that was number 64, Cole Coppice.
Good hard-nosed football there, a little old school. I formation near the goal line. Here at Schumann Stadium, home of the Ball State Cardinals. Beautiful day for football. Little rain, not something you like to see, but good football weather.
Yeah, great football weather, and looks like it's going to clear up today and be a beautiful day for the 4 games we have here.
So Andrew will again kick off from the 40-yard line. Dane Johnson again back to receive. This will be short, and it'll take a bounce before it's fielded by Cole Lehman, and he gets to the 35-yard line, so better field position to start with for Alexandria on this drive.
And we'll see how Alexandria responds. They had a little bit of a drive going that time that was halted by the Dowling pick on the screen pass. Really not a bad play for them. You see Lehman picks it up on the bounce there at the 20 and is able to break a tackle almost and get almost up to the 35-yard line.
Good tackle. That was Keene on the tackle. If he would have been able to break that, he would have had a lot more space to work with along that sideline. The Tigers shotgun formation. Dowling, man in motion, and he'll take it up the middle himself, and not much there. There's a late flag on the play. Looks like this might be after the ball, a dead ball, and it is on Alexandria.
We have a dead ball, personal foul on the offense. There'll be a 15-yard penalty, 2nd down.
So a big penalty for Alexandria, their personal foul, dead ball. They'll move it back 15 yards.
Yeah, I'll take a look at the replay here. I believe it was the tackle on the outside. And I'm not sure we saw it on that one, but it was pretty chippy on the edge there. And a little too much contact. The referees had to call the flag there.
That's Montgomery in motion, and he'll get back to the 30-yard line. So some of those yards back for the Tigers. He came out of the receiver position that time to take the ball.
Yeah, and you can clearly see that Madison-Grant is playing the prevent defense. They're fine with that 12-yard gain because the Tigers still have 13 yards to go.
3rd down and 13 for Alexandria. So far, haven't been able to do much offensively, even after they got that early interception, Tim. So 4 wide receivers, pistol formation again for Dowling. Will look to throw it. And that is to Dane Johnson, overthrown. No flags, so Alexandria will have to punt.
Yeah, another overthrow that time from number 16, Dylan Dowling, the quarterback. It would have been a tough pass to complete either way. There was double coverage out there.
Madison-Grant looking like they were just sitting in a zone, not wanting to give up the big play, and it worked out that time. Alexandria will have to punt, and this is Dylan Dowling. He will punt. He throws, he kicks, he does everything. Bobbled snap, and that punt is not good. As a result, won't even make it past the 50-yard line before it is downed by the Tigers. So again, Madison-Grant winning the field position battle so far. They'll have great field position to start.
Yeah, Dowling with the bobbled snap, bad snap, and it was a bad kick after that. And it did not even get to the 50-yard line, and it took an Argyle bounce after that. Take a look at the replay. Looked like the center was more concerned about getting downfield in coverage than he was about snapping that ball.
Barely made it about 10 yards before it hit the ground, and Dowling couldn't do much with it. Not a great punt, but great field position for the Argylls.
Yeah, the Argylls have spent most of their time on offense on the Tigers' side of the field.
4 wide receivers for Madison-Grant. They'll bring a man in motion. They'll do the jet sweep again. This time on the outside is open. Gain of about 5 or 6 for Chase Bramel. We saw that play earlier.
Yeah, Madison-Grant is getting a good push on that jet sweep. The motion is working, and we'll see if they'll be able to get a little creative if the Tigers will start reading that motion and taking the ball the other way.
This time it's a read option. Garrett Watson, the quarterback, keeps it himself, and he'll lose a yard. Good read that time by Alexandria's defense in containing the read option.
Yeah, Garrett Watson trying to do his best Dylan Dowling impersonation that time with the option play, and there's just nowhere to go.
3rd down and 6 for the Argylls of Madison-Grant, up 14-0 already. That pass is incomplete from Garrett Watson. Had Bramel open on a little outside slant route, but unable to get on the ball. Pass was short. Now the decision has to be made for Madison-Grant. Will they go for it? Looks like they will.
Yeah, and the motion went the other way to the left side that time. Bramel was open, but just not a good pass from Garrett Watson that time.
They'll go for it on 4th and 6. 4 wide receivers set. Watson most likely looking to throw it, but maybe we'll try to sneak a run in there, and they do. That is the fullback, and he will be short. So Alexandria stops Madison-Grant on their own 4th down to get the ball back.
Yeah, Luke Stroop going right behind his guard, and he nearly got it, but it just was not quite enough, and Alexandria will get the ball back on downs.
They'll start at their own 40-yard line. Unable to really get things going. I'm not sure they've really even crossed the 50-yard line yet. Hopefully get something going and get some points on the board this drive. Long huddle from Alexandria. Want to make sure they get it right. And they will spread the field with 4 wide receivers.
Looks like they had 12 men in that huddle, but no penalty. Number 15 came off the field.
So avoid the 12 men on the field penalty. Dowling will do a little spin move. That's Dane Johnson on the reception. He will get the 1st down, still on his feet, down to the 46-yard line of Madison-Grant.
Yeah, nice little spin move that time. Dylan Dowling working away from the blitz. And it finally took Nate Keene to take down Dane Johnson.
Alexandria avoiding the blitz. Dowling able to get that ball off before the pressure got to him. And Dane Johnson was open on the outside. So 1st and 10 in their Argylls territory. Alexandria looking to capitalize on turnover on downs. Dowling, read option again. He'll take it to the outside. Some room. Breaks the tackle, still on his feet. All the way down. Another 1st down near the 32-yard line. And a great run there from Dowling.
And Dylan Dowling did a great job that time of really selling the fake handoff. He had the ball very far out of his hands. It looked like he almost gave it up. And at the last second, pulled it down and went to the outside for a nice gain.
Excellent execution of that read option. We've seen them go up the middle several times. And this time, Dowling able to bounce to the outside and get a big gain. So 1st down and 10 from the 32. Alexandria hoping to put some points on the board, make this thing a contest. Dowling out of the pistol. Montgomery in motion, but he'll toss it to Nathan Dolworth, and Nathan Dolworth around the outside, and he gets another 1st down. So all of a sudden, Alexandria moving the ball with ease.
Yeah, it looks like they just had to find their rhythm. There was that completed pass and the nice Dowling run, and now they're in business. Into the red zone they go.
The Tigers really spreading the field, utilizing the outside on this drive so far. Dolworth there, about a 12-yard gain, and they'll have a 1st down inside the red zone for the first time. Dylan Dowling out of the pistol. He'll keep it himself. Gain about 4 yards, 5 yards that time. It'll bring up 2nd down at about medium.
Yeah, good idea there for the Tigers. The Argylls have only 3 down linemen and 2 linebackers in the box that time because of the way the Tigers are spreading out the field. Might as well go right up the middle for a nice gain.
Dylan Dowling does a lot of things for Alexandria, basketball and track and field along with football.
That is the end of the 1st quarter.
End of the 1st quarter. Madison-Grant up 14-0 over Alexandria. We'll be right back after this break. You're watching the CIC Football Extravaganza right here on WIWU TV. Back to Schumann Stadium here at Ball State University, home of the Cardinals. We're going to send it down to Shaylee Clark on the sidelines right now.
Hey, Kyle, thanks so much. First of all, big play for Madison-Grant. We had number 50, Brody Eads. As I was on the sidelines, a lot of people were saying this is very unusual, very optimistic. He really got luck there, so that's good going for them. Also, coaches are saying we've got the lead, but what we're really trying to do is keep the players calm down so that we can pull through the rest of the game. So it's looking optimistic down there. Madison-Grant super excited. Back to you, Kyle.
Thank you, Shaylee. Dylan Dowling is going to throw a touchdown pass to Dane Johnson. What a play. Johnson wide open across the middle there. Alexandria answers Madison-Grant.
Yeah, it looked like some blown coverage that time. The linebackers for the Argylls have had to cover these slot receivers for the Tigers, and that time just a blown coverage. Wide open was Dane Johnson, and Dylan Dowling with the easy pass right up the middle for the score.
Dowling, a senior, Dane Johnson, a senior. A lot of experience on this Tigers offense. And there it showed Johnson wide open for the touchdown. And the Tigers looking to close within 7 points of Madison-Grant's lead. Matt Clanky gets the extra point. So it'll be 14-7. Madison-Grant still on top, but we just heard Shaley talk about Madison-Grant not having a letdown after being so excited and so amped up to get up 14-0. We'll see how they respond on this next drive.
Yeah, they definitely need to have a good drive here to respond. The Tigers finally found life in their last drive. Take a look at the replay here. Johnson actually came off of that tight end position, and there was just no one assigned to him. Looked like the Argylls were guessing run. They guessed wrong, and he was wide open for that touchdown.
So Alexandria right back into this one. 14-0 lead is not insurmountable, but definitely a swing of momentum in Alexandria's favor.
Yeah, good response there from Coach Pete Gast's team, Alexandria. Down 14-0. The turnover on the screenplay, really a kind of funny turnover, not really Dylan Dowling's fault, but they were able to get the ball back on downs and respond with a nice drive. And now they pulled back to within one score here.
Matt Clanky will kick off for the Tigers. Jacob Lutterman, we haven't seen much of him, is back to receive for the Argylls.
And we'll see what happens on this return. And the first kickoff of the game, the Argylls did a reverse handoff with the kickoff. We'll see if they'll try that again.
They'll try it again. This time Lutterman will take it on that reverse, and he'll bounce it out past the 20, 25, 30. Still on his feet, cutting back in the middle of the field, all the way near the 45-yard line. So a great return from Jacob Lutterman will give Madison-Grant field position again that will benefit them.
Yeah, and it's pretty clear that the Argylls want to get the ball to Jacob Lutterman on that return, and it's worked both times for them. Great field position on that return from Lutterman. It finally took Cole Lehman to take him down right at about the 45-yard line.
Alexandria looked like they had pretty good coverage, but Lutterman able to find some gaps and extend that kickoff return. So the Argylls will start at their own 45, and they'll hand it up the middle before he is brought down after a gain of 4 yards. That was Nathan Keene, who had the big first touchdown of this game.
Yeah, Nate Keene, he's just a freshman, but he's 5'9", 160, and he's just the workhorse on this offense. And he's done a great job here so far today.
Alexandria switching up their defense. They'll run the same play they just did this time, though. Luke Stroop up the middle, and they'll be near a first down. It'll bring up third down and short.
Yeah, Luke Stroop just kept his head down and lowered his shoulder as he ran right into the Alexandria defense, able to pick up another yard there from lowering his shoulder and powering through the defense.
Third down and 2. They'll be in the same formation this time. Nate Keene, and there's a flag. Comes in late. Looks like he has the first down, depending on what this flag is.
Yeah, the referee just signaled that it's a hold.
Holding on the offense. That'll be a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Replay, third down.
So instead of third and short, it'll be third and long for Madison-Grant. 3rd and 12 to be specific.
Yeah, and that obviously penalties will always kill your momentum, but what a momentum killer for the Argylls trying to respond after the first Alexandria touchdown. Trying to see who they called the hold on that time.
Difficult to see from that replay, but holding call nonetheless on the Argylls, and they'll back it up to 3rd and 13.
And this is one of the few times that the Argylls have been in a straight pass situation. They need to get the 12 yards to get the first down.
Garrett Watson will be swallowed up by the Tigers of Alexandria, and their defense got into the backfield off the defensive line. No chance that time for Garrett Watson to get anything off, and Madison-Grant will punt.
Yeah, just no chance. Swim move that time for number 62, Jeffrey Ian, and he was able to swallow up Garrett Watson that time, got past the tackle, and there was no other protection there.
Both defensive ends that time for Alexandria able to get into the backfield and get in Garrett Watson's face, bringing him down. So the Argylls will punt. Alexandria a chance to tie it up on this next drive. Nearly blocked. And it'll be fielded. That is Dylan Dowling, the quarterback, and he gets it around to the right side, and he's going to take it to the house. Gets the edge, 30, 20, 10, touchdown. The quarterback, Dylan Dowling, brings that punt return all the way back. So forget about the drive. He's just going to take it to the house on the punt return.
Yeah, he said he doesn't need the rest of his offense. He'll do it all himself. Dylan Dowling really does do it all. He is the quarterback, also runs the ball quite a bit. He's their punter, their punt returner, and that time he took it all the way down the field for a punt return touchdown, and Alexandria has answered back 2 quick scores here in the second quarter.
They look like a completely different team on the sideline now than when they first started. Dylan Dowling, a spark to the Tigers of Alexandria. As we talked about before the break, basketball, track and field, this guy's an all-around athlete.
Yeah, he's definitely got that explosion of a track and field runner. You saw him turn on the jets right there.
So Matt Klenke makes it a tie game, 14-all here in the second quarter. CIC football extravaganza, game 1, Madison-Grant, Alexandria. Here's the replay.
Yeah, he got the edge that time, and once he got past that initial swarm of Argylls coverage guys, he was really gone. Not really close that time. Dowling just outran the entire Argylls coverage unit.
Dowling got to the edge and turned on the speed because it looked like the Argylls maybe had a chance to bring him down along that sideline, but once he got the edge, not a chance, and he takes it all the way to the house to tie this game up.
You see now Alexandria's coach Pete Guest going out with the kickoff team to try to explain to them how to cover the return for the Argylls. You've seen both times the Argylls with the reverse around to Lutterman, and we'll see if they can do a better job of coverage this time.
Now it'll be interesting to see, Tim, how Madison-Grant responds. A great start to this game for them. Even after an early turnover, they respond and go up 14-0. 2 quick scores for them. How do they respond to Alexandria scoring right back and tying this game up?
Yeah, I think the key for Madison-Grant right now is just to stick to what they do the best, and that is running the ball. If they get Nate Keene his carries and just continue to pound the ball, pound that Alexandria front 7, they should be in good shape.
Klenke will try to squib this a little bit. Madison-Grant again will try the reverse, but this time Lutterman just keeps it himself. And he'll get to the 30-yard line before he's swallowed up by the Tigers' kickoff coverage, excuse me.
Yeah, still a good return that time by Lutterman with the fake reverse end around, and he's still able to get up to the 30. The Argylls have started out of inside their 20 every single time they had the ball. Good field position. They've definitely won that battle, but we'll see with that Alexandria momentum if they'll be able to keep that field position battle in their favor.
There's the full replay of the punt return, and you saw the defenders for Madison-Grant have an angle, but unable to do anything with it. That play Madison-Grant just ran was a run for no gain, so it'll be 2nd down and 10 coming up.
Yeah, Garrett Watson just held onto it that time, but nothing doing. The Alexandria Tiger defense holding strong in the box.
How will they respond? Garrett Watson, a junior, also plays baseball, so he's got a pretty good arm. He'll hand it off. That time, that was Nate Keene. He gets 5 yards, so it'll be 3rd and 5 coming up.
Yeah, good push there from the Argylls offensive line. And again, 3rd and pretty long for the Argylls. They haven't had many of these situations, and it looks like they'll probably have to pass again.
We're kind of seeing a reverse of the field because in the first quarter, Madison-Grant had great field position. This time we're seeing them struggle a little bit when they've had to go longer. And it's, again, the Tigers swallow up in the backfield. Nate Keene had no chance to go anywhere on that one. Madison-Grant looking like they have to punt again.
Yeah, great job by the Tiger defensive line that time, getting a good push. They were looking for the pass rush initially, but once they read run, they were able to bring down Keene in the backfield.
Dowling back again. Will they punt the ball to him, or will they just try to get it out of bounds?
Yeah, we'll see here what Madison-Grant wants to do after getting burned.
And a botch snap. And Madison-Grant is going to have to sit on this one at the 5-yard line. Alexandria, you can't ask for anything better than that besides a punt return for a touchdown.
And the special teams for Madison-Grant has been feast and famine. If you look at the kickoff returns, they've been able to get great returns, but their punt unit has not done a very good job here today. Botch snap that time goes all the way to the 5-yard line. Number 61, Jeremiah Jensen, was able to make the quote-unquote tackle of the punter, who just fell on the ball trying to make sure it wasn't a scoop and score.
Yeah, Brody Eads was the punter, just had to fall on the ball. And Alexandria knocking on the door of going up 21-14. Dowling in the pistol, 2 wide receivers. He'll take it himself, and he'll drag some Argylls with him all the way down to, he's staying, he got in and he did. Number 66, Helen Pruden comes out with the ball. I don't know if Dowling fumbled the ball. Either way, it's a touchdown for Alexandria.
Yeah, Dylan Dowling just lowered his shoulder, kept his feet moving, and he completely pancaked Chris Ellsworth that time. Number 25 for the Argylls. And I'm not sure, it looks like there might have been a fumble, but the Tigers come up with it for the score, and they take their first lead of the game here. See if they can tack on the extra point.
Matt Clanky. It's up, and it is no good. Looked like Madison-Grant might have gotten a piece of that one. It went left. So 20-14, Alexandria still on top. 20 unanswered now from the Tigers.
Yeah, and all in the last about 5.5 minutes of this second quarter. What a response from the Alexandria Tigers.
Alexandria did not look good to start this game off. Madison-Grant 14-0. Here's a replay.
Yeah, we'll see Ellsworth completely knocked down, and the ball does come loose before he's in, and it looked like number 66 was able to fall on it.
Great awareness by Halen Pruden to jump on that ball. It didn't look like Madison-Grant even noticed the ball was loose.
Yeah, they did a good job. That's exactly what you want from your goal line defense, to knock the ball out. They just weren't able to recover it that time.
So Madison-Grant, little adversity here already before we hit halftime. 7:49 to go in the second quarter here at Ball State University, but the Argylls need a response here to stop the momentum of Alexandria. It'll be taken by one of the up men, Chase Bramel. He'll get it past the 30-yard line, and that's where Madison-Grant will start.
Yeah, it looks like the Alexandria kickoff team wants no part of Jacob Luderman anymore. A squib kick the last time, and a short kick that time to Bramel. And we'll see how the Argylls respond here with their first deficit in the game.
The Argylls will start on the 33-yard line. 4 wide receiver set, man in motion. He'll take it on the jet sweep. Trying to get to the edge, and finally does before he cuts it back, and he's got room to run. Past the 50-yard line, that play looked like it was going nowhere. That is Jacob Lutterman with the first down into Alexandria territory.
Yeah, Lutterman just kept moving his feet, actually ran into his own lineman. Wasn't sure if he wanted to take the outside or inside route. Finally got around his own lineman, who sealed the edge and was able to get a nice run there, about 20-yard gain there, and the Argylls are past midfield.
They'll bring a 4 wide receiver set here. Another man in motion. This time they'll hand it up the middle. That is Nate Keene. He doesn't get much. It'll bring second down and 10. There's Lutterman. You see him great patience to get the outside there. Cuts it back into the middle. And the safety for Alexandria, Ethan Warren, able to make the tackle. Madison-Grant again, 4 wide receivers. They haven't thrown it a whole lot, though. That's Lutterman in motion. Garrett Watson will look. That ball is tipped and incomplete. Fortunate for the Argylls that nobody was there for the Tigers to pick that ball off, tipped at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Garrett Watson was staring down his receiver the entire play, and really lucky that time that that ball didn't get picked off.
So a 3rd down and 10 here. Big 3rd down for Madison-Grant. 3 wide receivers bunched to the right side. That's where Watson will look, and he will throw the ball short. Incomplete. Intended for Chase Bramel. That'll bring up 4th down and 10.
Yeah, good coverage from Bryce Montgomery that time. He almost jumped that route for an interception, and if he would have been able to, he probably would have gone all the way to the house. Instead, it's an incomplete pass, and once again, we'll see, and it looks like the Argylls are going to punt. We'll see if they're able to get this punt away after the botched snap last time.
That was a big factor in Alexandria getting their 3rd touchdown of the day. So we'll see if they've corrected that mistake. Dylan Dowling, the quarterback, is back for Alexandria to return again. We already saw him take one to the house earlier, so special teams a weakness so far for Madison-Grant.
White.
That'll be a timeout for Madison-Grant. Want to make sure they get this punt right before they send the ball back to the punter. The CIC football extravaganza, 4 games coming your way today. Frankton and Blackford at 1 p.m. is the next game. Elwood, Oak Hill later at 4 p.m. Mississinawa, Eastbrook to finish the night off at 7 p.m. A great slate of games coming your way the rest of the day. Right here from Ball State University. Should be an awesome day, Tim.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun here today at Ball State. All 8 teams from the Central Indiana Conference playing here today, and what a great experience for these players, high school players, able to come out to this big college stadium, play on the turf, and it's just got to be one of the top memories that they'll come away from this season with.
Boy, what a great looking field, too. The Ball State Cardinals at Northwestern today. That's a tough game for them. Northwestern is having a great year. So Madison-Grant will punt after the timeout, 4th and 10. Dowling back to return for the Tigers. 6:28 to go before halftime. Here's the punt, sky high, and goes about 12 yards. Not a great punt for Madison-Grant, but we saw the punter scoot up because of the botched snap on the last punt.
Yeah, the Argylls coverage guys actually went farther than that punt did. They were looking for the ball, and it was behind them. So Alexandria will start right at around the 40-yard line here.
Madison-Grant starting this game off with an excellent kick return. Set up great field position for their first touchdown, but since then, special teams have hurt them.
Yeah, we'll take a look at the replay here. As you mentioned, Kyle, the punter moved a little forward, and it looks like the Tigers might have gotten a piece of that punt, and it lands right around the 40.
So Alexandria winning the field position battle in the second quarter, to say the least. Dowling in the pistol, 4 wide receivers. Bryce Montgomery in motion. They'll fake it to him. Dowling will keep it himself. Gets about a yard on the play. Good defense that time from Madison-Grant.
Yeah, good tackle there from number 68, Hunter Hyatt. He read that play. He knew that the man in motion was not his responsibility. He stayed with Dowling and was able to bring him down when he kept the ball.
So 2nd down and 9 from the 40 coming up for the Tigers. Dowling has had a good game besides that initial interception that we saw off that screen pass, which really wasn't his fault. A great play by the defender. But he's having a good second quarter especially.
Yeah, he's definitely forgot that interception very quickly and has put up a good showing in this second quarter.
Toss to the left side. He'll get the edge and the first down. Nathan Dulworth out of the backfield. That is a first down for Alexandria, and there we see just the depth they have at the running position, whether it's Bryce Montgomery, Nathan Dulworth, or Dowling keeping it himself.
Yeah, they really have a balanced attack, and they can really do a lot of different things with this read option. You see the toss there to the outside, and on this play, Dulworth is able to get a couple extra yards. Number 18, Zach Andrew, misses the tackle, overruns Dulworth, and that allows for a few more yards for the Tigers.
Montgomery in motion. It'll be a pass by Dowling to Dane Johnson, and he'll be close to another first down. The Tigers moving the ball easily on this drive.
Yeah, a little pop pass that time from Dowling to Dane Johnson, right over the middle.
That's what happens, Tim, when you run the read
Timeout.
option so well.
White.
It opens up the pass off that play action.
Yeah, now the Argylls are reeling on defense. They're going to take another timeout. This might just be to get their players a breather. We mentioned a lot of those guys go both ways on offense and defense, and they are in need of a breather here with Alexandria really moving the ball well.
Alexandria, more than twice the amount of players that Madison-Grant has. That we talked about that early on being a factor. Looks like it's already taking its toll potentially with 5:17 to go, even in the first half.
Yeah, and the Argylls still in a position to come back in this game. Really what they need to do here is hold on and try to make a stop here on this drive, maybe get something going, a little 2-minute drill or something at the end of the half, and then just get ready, get their rest at halftime, and be ready for the second half.
The next game today, Frankton versus Blackford. That's at 1 p.m. streaming online at WIWUTV.com. Part of the CIC football extravaganza. The second game of 4 slated today from Ball State University, home of the Cardinals. Frankton and Blackford coming up after this game wraps up.
Yeah, that should be a fun one. Blackford still looking for their first win of the season. Frankton just a game over 500. So that should be a good one coming up at 1 p.m.
Both teams using a lot of 3 and 4 wide sets. That's what Alexandria does here again on 1st and 10. Man in motion. But Dowling will keep it himself. A flag comes in, potentially a holding call. It will be against Alexandria. Haven't seen too many penalties,
Holding
Tim.
on the offense. There'll be a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Replay first down.
A couple big penalties here and there. Early on, Alexandria had the personal foul. Madison-Grant has had some holding penalties that have been at inopportune times. But overall, pretty good game so far by both teams.
Yeah, pretty clean game as far as penalties go. Turnover is a different story. Lots of turnovers in that first quarter especially. But both teams have been able to limit their penalties here today.
We've seen both teams lose the football to recover themselves. Alexandria recovered in the end zone, but both teams with an interception as well. Dowling in the pistol formation. Montgomery again will come in motion from the top, and he'll get the ball on the sweep. And he'll bounce to the outside, breaking tackles. Still not down, churning his legs. Gets back to near the original line of scrimmage. A great individual effort that time by Montgomery.
Yeah, and a good gain on first down. That penalty put them back to a 1st and 20, and they're able to get 11 of that back on the jet sweep to the left side. Bryce Montgomery able to break some tackles and make a manageable second down here. Take a look at the replay. He really gets to the outside. Good blocking there from the wide receivers for the Tigers. And Luderman and number 3, Dylan Brooks, finally able to take him down right at about the 35-yard line.
Montgomery is small, low to the ground, difficult to bring down for that defense. Dowling will keep it himself out of the shotgun, and he'll gain about 8 yards, bring up 3rd down and short, so the holding penalty really didn't hurt them at all.
No, just more ground for them to cover, and it really allowed them to spread the field out. And Dylan Dowling that time had his eyes down the field straight away, wasn't looking to do anything but get that run going, a designed run for him. And he found the edge, he found the opening, and he was able to work a 3rd and short here for the Tigers.
Dowling 6'2", a big athletic kid, difficult to bring down when he's got the ball. 3rd down and short, pistol formation, 3 wide. at the top of your screen. Dowling will keep it himself and get the first down. So we talked about Madison-Grant trying to stop them. That was probably their best opportunity so far.
Yeah, and Dylan Dowling that time only got a few yards, but that was all they needed. Good play call from the Alexandria coaches just to get the first down. After that 1st and 20 on the holding penalty, Dowling just takes it right there. Good block by number 54. That's Noah Murphy, the center. And he was able to just seal that and make sure that his quarterback, Dylan Dowling, got the first down.
Nearing the 3-minute mark before halftime. Montgomery, again, we've seen this often, in motion. He'll get it around the outside. Space to work with. There's a flag in the middle of the play, though. Looks like this one might be coming back. And we see that sweep a lot from both teams. Alexandria, on this drive especially, utilizing that.
Yeah, the referee signaling for a holding call once again. So we'll see if the Tigers can work from a 1st and 20 back to a first down once again.
Holding on the offense. That'll be a 10-yard penalty. First down.
So another opportunity for Madison-Grant by way of Alexandria holding. We'll see if the Argylls can get a stop here.
Yeah, 1 step forward, 2 steps back here for the Alexandria Tigers. They've been moving the ball, getting good yardage on nearly every play, but it kills you when you have to go back with those holding penalties.
Pistol formation again. Montgomery in motion. This time Dowling will keep it up the middle. Not much there. He'll gain about 2. So a good stand there from the Argyle defense.
Yeah, this pistol package has been able to do a lot for the Tigers offense. That time a designed run for Dylan Dowling once again. Just nothing doing up the middle.
2nd down and 19 now for the Tigers. They'll spread the field again with 3 wide receivers. Read option up the middle that time. Cole Lehman on the handoff. He won't get much. A couple more yards. That brings up 3rd down and long.
Yeah, 3rd and long here for the Tigers. We'll see Madison-Grant holds back a little bit, plays a little prevent defense. You see the handoff there to Lehman. And
good open field tackle there.
Yeah, that was Luderman, one of the best players for Madison-Grant. He was the player of the game in Madison-Grant's only win. That was against Eastern way back in game 2 of the season. They won 46-27, and Luderman had 8 catches in that game. Also a great playmaker on defense, as you just saw.
Both these teams looking for their first win in the CIC. So an important game for these teams. It'll be a
timeout. Red.
Timeout Alexandria, so they use their first timeout of the half with 1:13 to go before we hit halftime.
Yeah, it looked like Coach Gass didn't like what he saw in terms of the formation that Alexandria was lined up in. Maybe saw something from the defensive side as well. Trying to convert this 3rd and long, maybe go up 2 scores before halftime. And remember, Alexandria gets the ball back in the 2nd half. They started the game on defense.
3rd down and 16 coming up. This, of course, the first game of 4 coming your way right here on WIWTV online streaming. CIC football extravaganza here in Muncie, Indiana from Schumann Stadium at Ball State University. Hopefully the crowds will grow as we get later into the evening. Looks pretty empty simply because the stadium is so large.
Yeah, if we were at a high school stadium, the bleachers would be fairly packed. But with this big college stadium, it looks fairly empty, but a good showing here.
Both teams with fans coming out. Doesn't look like it's sprinkling. It was earlier, braving the transitioning autumn elements to watch their high school teams compete. 3rd down and 16 for Alexandria. Dowling in the pistol. Again, 3 wide receiver and a tight end. Dowling will look to pass. Pump fake going deep. That's for Montgomery. He caught it with a foot down. What a catch to double coverage. Bryce Montgomery is a small little guy, but Dowling just placed the ball right in there.
Yeah, Bryce Montgomery with an amazing catch. Doesn't even list his height on the roster. But an acrobatic catch once again. We saw that a little earlier from him. And Dylan Dowling with the pump fake with that throw right on the money. Nice spiral, tight spiral into double coverage.
Looked like a great catch. His left foot appeared to be down. It's difficult to tell from that angle. But Madison-Grant, a great opportunity for them to stand. They cannot do it. Montgomery again to the outside. There's a flag. I don't know. Looks like a face mask because the flag was thrown right at the defender on the outside. We'll find out from the referee, but Montgomery, what a catch. Madison-Grant defense got to be kicking themselves. Dowling didn't even look off his receiver.
It will be a face mask on Madison-Grant. Not such a terrible penalty when it's down by the goal line, just half the distance to the goal here.
Face mask on the defense. That'll be half the distance to the goal. Second down.
Little grab by Hunter Hyatt. Not much, but he got a piece of him, and that's where the penalty flag came from.
Yeah, it looked like it might have been a little inadvertent that time. No malicious intent there, but a penalty nonetheless.
So Dowling will keep it himself and look to throw, and that'll be his second touchdown pass to Dane Johnson on the day. And Alexandria starting to blow this one wide open after looking like they were struggling to start this game off.
And Dylan Dowling really looks polished at that quarterback position. He ran that play very well, executed the fake, rolled out to the right side, and was able to find number 11, Dane Johnson, for his second receiving touchdown of the game.
We talked about the experience of Alexandria, not panicking, being down 14-0. They're going to go for 2 here, try to get 28 points. And Dowling in the pistol, we'll see what they do. A lot of options. They can run, they can pass. We'll see. Dowling will do the read option and throw it again to Johnson in the middle. That combo is unstoppable right now for Madison-Grant. Can't do anything about it.
Yeah, Dowling to Johnson once again, right at the middle. Looked like another little pop pass. We'll take a look at the replay on the touchdown here. Johnson releases from the tight end position and is able to just get a little bit of space on Luderman. He tried to cover that one, but Dowling found the open man before the defense could recover.
So 28-14, 28 unanswered points for Alexandria. That experience. Dowling is a senior, Montgomery's a senior, Johnson's a senior, not panicking offensively and really starting to move the ball with ease and implement their will against Madison-Grant.
And it's interesting when you look at the stats here, both teams have 17 rushes on the day. Madison-Grant 17 runs for 98 yards. That's actually more than Alexandria. They have just 84 yards on the ground, but when you look at the passing game, Madison-Grant is 0 for 3 passing, with Alexandria 8 for 11 for 97 yards, and that's the big difference here today.
Dowling great through the air so far. In this one, it'll be a squib kick. Under a minute to go. And Madison-Grant will just hop on the football before anything else goes wrong.
Yeah, Joey Harrell just falls on it after gaining about 2 or 3 yards.
So Madison-Grant, 50 seconds before halftime, have, as you just said, unable to do anything through the air, will probably just sit on the ball and try to get into halftime. Down 28-14, but a great start for them and unable to do anything since scoring the initial 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, looks like they're trying to spread it out, and
Timeout. Red.
Alexandria will use their second timeout.
yeah, it looks like Alexandria was expecting them to do what you just said, Kyle, for them to just sit on the ball, maybe a run up the middle, but Madison-Grant came out with a spread formation, 3 wide receivers to the right side. And we'll see how Alexandria counters that on defense.
Will probably be a contrast in tones in the locker room. Madison-Grant, a great start, but ever since then it's been all Alexandria. Kind of a flip-flop of what we saw. Madison-Grant was very high to start this game. Alexandria now 28-14 lead. Got to be feeling good about their performance so far.
Yeah, Alexandria definitely won the momentum battle coming into this second quarter, and they have not looked back. 28 unanswered in just this quarter alone, and they get the ball back to start the second half.
So Madison-Grant with a man in motion. That'll be a flag.
Dead ball, false start on the offense. 5-yard penalty, first down.
So not helping their 2-minute drill cause if they're attempting to move the ball through the air with that false start.
Yeah, it looked like maybe a little flinch there on the offensive line. I wasn't sure exactly who moved early.
They'll keep 4 wide receivers. Shotgun formation. Garrett Watson looking to his left. Completes his first pass of the day. Back to near the original line of scrimmage. That's a gain of about 7. Chase Bramel on the reception, but Madison-Grant used 2 of their timeouts, so they've only got 1 remaining.
And even if Madison-Grant isn't able to get a score out of this, it'll be good if they can get at least some positive yardage here. Just get their offense back into rhythm, because they've been out of rhythm this whole second quarter.
Great coverage by Alexandria, forcing Watson to just take that up the middle.
Timeout, White.
And they will use their last timeout with 21 seconds of 3rd and 8 coming up for the Argylls.
You mentioned Garrett Watson plays baseball, so a good arm on him. We'll see if they take a shot with a Hail Mary pass down the field. Doesn't hurt with 21 seconds to go.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if Madison-Grant did 4 downs simply because the punting has not worked out well so far in this game. You have a punt return, botched snap all the way down to the 5-yard line, and then just a couple of punts that weren't fantastic. So we're going to go down to the sideline and check in with Shaylee Clark.
Yeah, the teams are doing pretty well still. Yes, they had a big lead. Madison-Grant had a big lead starting at the beginning of the game, but they're still staying strong even though they aren't in the lead so much anymore. Coach Boer is still staying strong. He's still keeping the team strong. And really, there's a lot of optimism over there. So they're still staying strong, and I imagine they will come out strong after halftime. Back to you, Kyle.
Thank you, Shaylee. So Madison-Grant still a positive outlook on this game, only down 2 scores.
And their counterparts, Alexandria, have shown how quickly the game can turn.
That'll be picked off by Matt Clanky, and then he fumbles the ball. I wonder if that ball is slippery. We've seen a couple times where it's come out. So Madison-Grant takes a shot down the field, but picked off by the Tigers, and that'll about do it for this half, unless Alexandria tries to maybe get field goal range with 12 seconds left.
Take a look at the replay here.
After the interception,
Garrett Watson.
dead ball, personal foul on the receiving team. It'll be 15 yards from the end of the play. First down and 10, Alexandria.
So a dead ball after the interception on Alexandria. Probably scratch that what I just said about getting in field goal range, because now there's no chance they'll get there and get a field goal off in 12 seconds. They do have 1 timeout remaining.
Yeah, I'm sure Alexandria will probably just sit on it here, content with a 2-score lead going into halftime.
Excellent second quarter for the Tigers. 28 points alone in this quarter after Madison-Grant jumped out 14-0 early. And the Tigers, nothing fancy here. Looks like they'll just down the football and head into half up 14. That is what Dowling does. So the Tigers looking for their first conference win, halfway to that accomplishment, up 28-14 at halftime. The first game of the CIC football extravaganza here from Ball State is halfway over. We'll be back after a brief halftime, and we'll see you after that.
They say I've been handed a heritage. Now it's time to leave a legacy. I will, we the team with the recipe. You can talk about it, I don't let it get the best of me. Why? Cause we're under his shield. Ain't too many people get to know know how it feels to be the nation champs only under his will. And we putting everybody right in front of us, still fearless. We enter in the season, no miss. Team with the spirit, everybody know this. Glory to the Father, hooked us up with the assists. And we praying for the roster, checking people off the list.
Welcome back to Schumann Stadium, Ball State University. Kyle Johnson alongside Tim Tedeschi for the second half. Madison-Grant, Alexandria, we're going to send it down to Shaylee Clark, see what she found out at halftime.
All right, Coach Boer talked to me right after halftime. He says the main problem that he saw last half was low energy with his team. But he really told them that they can do it. If they can come out strong like they did the first half, they can come back and win this game. So that's what happened at halftime for them. Back to you, Kyle.
Thank you, Shaylee. And Tim, we talked about Madison-Grant. First quarter was all them, 14-0 lead. Alexandria, an unbelievable second half, 28 points to take that 28-14 lead into halftime.
Yeah, and if Madison-Grant wants to get back into this game, the key is stopping the quarterback, Dylan Dowling. He was responsible either through the air or through rushing for all 4 of the Alexandria touchdowns.
And the Tigers will start with the ball to start this second half, and that was Dowling to Bryce Montgomery on the read option. He gains a yard. Second down and 9 coming up. And we talked about earlier, Madison-Grant, just the numbers. Not nearly as many players, not as much experience as the Tigers have. We saw that a little bit towards the end, I think, of the first half, that Madison-Grant just looked gassed.
Yeah, Madison-Grant looked very tired at the end of that first half. Thankfully, halftime was there to give them a little bit of a breather, and we'll see how they respond. Good first play on defense. Gain of only a yard for Bryce Montgomery.
Dowling looking deep. Overthrows Dane Johnson. Good coverage on the play. No flags. Looked like that ball was uncatchable anyway. So third down and 9.
Yeah, the Alexandria fans wanted a pass interference call on Madison-Grant. Chris Ellsworth and Logan Sonner were back there in coverage for the Argylls.
The CIC football extravaganza, depending on when you're watching this. If you're watching live at WIWTV.com, this online stream, or whether you are watching this later after the fact, plenty of games coming your way. You can check the schedule for the replays at WIWTV.com to find out when your favorite team is playing. Right now, though, it's a third down and 9 for Alexandria. 4 wide receivers set, 3 up top. Dowling will keep it and go nowhere, so a good start for Madison-Grant's defense at giving the ball back to their offense.
Yeah, Madison-Grant holds tough here. And we'll see how this punt goes for Alexandria. Both teams have been having trouble punting the ball.
It's difficult to tell when Alexandria is going to go for it because Dylan Dowling does the punting as well. So he doesn't come off the field. Also saw him return one for a touchdown. Does a little bit of everything for this team.
Yeah, that definitely keeps Madison-Grant on their toes. They need to be ready for a fake at any time since the punter is the quarterback.
And this is a pretty good kick. And it'll take a Madison-Grant bounce back towards the middle of the field. And they'll start at the 43-yard line on offense.
Yeah, good kick that time from Dowling. Took a bounce for the Argylls. And we'll see how they respond here. Great success offensively in the first quarter. Nothing to show for in the second quarter. So we'll see what they do here on their first possession of the second half.
Madison-Grant hasn't done a whole lot through the air. Most of their production has been through the run game. We'll see if Garrett Watson can get something going at the end of the half. We saw them attempt a couple passes, but he ended up throwing a pick there late. It'll be the read option again. That time it was Nate Keene, the freshman, who had the first touchdown for the Argylls. Gains 4 yards.
Yeah, you can definitely see fresh legs after halftime for Nate Keene. He came out running hard, took a few defenders with him for about a 5-yard gain.
They'll run the same play to Keene. This time he loses maybe an inch or so, doesn't get anything back to the line of scrimmage. 3rd down and 6 coming up. So a crucial 3rd down already for the Argylls.
Yeah, it looks like Madison-Grant in a no huddle here, trying to maybe work a little bit more quickly. You see the linemen and all the skill position players looking at their wristbands now, trying to change up the tempo
and
here on offense.
Keene running off the field, so he is not in. 4 wide receiver man in motion. It'll be a pass from Watson. And that'll be incomplete, intended for Jacob Lutterman, a little bit underthrown. Somewhat of a jump ball on that play.
Yeah, it looked like that ball might have been tipped by the defensive lineman. And it seems like with the shaky punt team, it's always a big decision for Coach Boer if he's going to go for it on 4th down or send in the punt unit. Looks like this time the punt team has been called upon.
Brody Eads had 1 botch snap and 1 looked like it was maybe even blocked a little bit, went straight up in the air. Hoping to get a good kickoff to Dylan Dowling, who's back to return. We have a flag.
We have a delay of game on the offense. 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
So the play clock hits 0. Madison-Grant will back up and try this punt again.
Yeah, the Argylls were a little slow getting their personnel out on the field, and partly had to do with the coaching staff not deciding whether they wanted to go for it or not. But a delay game, not too big of a deal here, right in the middle of the field.
Again, trouble with the snap, but a good kick that time from Eads. And not a fair catch called for by Dowling. He's wrapped up at the 24-yard line, so good coverage by Madison-Grant on that kick.
Yeah, great pursuit down the field from Jacob Luderman. He was right there. Dowling thought he could do something with his feet. He did have that punt return touchdown a little bit earlier. And you'll take a look at it. He thought about the fair catch, just took it right out of the air and was taken down immediately by Jacob Luderman.
Almost a dangerous no fair catch there. But he's able to hold on to the ball. So 1st and 10 from the 24 for the Tigers. 4 wide receivers set pistol formation. Dowling, they've been running the read option a lot. Bryce Montgomery in motion.
See the blitz coming right up the A-gap next between the center and the guard.
And that ball was tipped at the line of scrimmage. So good play there by the defenders of Madison-Grant. Dowling had man coverage on the outside, trying to get the ball to Matt Klinke.
Yeah, Madison-Grant brought the pressure that time, and they were able to force an adjusted throw for Dylan Dowling. Wasn't able to make an accurate throw. Good stop there to start this defensive possession for them.
We haven't seen Madison-Grant get a lot of pressure on Dylan Dowling. He's having a great day through the air. 1 interception, but 2 touchdown tosses. 2nd down and 10. They'll spread the field again. Dowling with the snap. He'll go straight and look. Another screen pass. This time he's sacked by number 21. That is Wyatt Meisner. And a great play that time. That was a loss of about 20 yards.
Yeah, right on cue. You talk about Madison-Grant not getting pressure. And, of course, on the screen pass, the linemen are supposed to let them through. And it looked like Dowling had that interception in the back of his mind. He was worried about that ball getting tipped. And that allowed him to, he decided to keep the ball and led to the sack.
His interception, of course, earlier in this game coming off that exact same play. So there we see a little hesitation. He looked like he was about to release the ball and then held it. So 3rd down and 25 coming up for the Tigers. 3 wide receivers, pistol formation, and a false start will be coming against Alexandria, so they'll back it up even further.
We have a dead ball, false start on the offense. Half the distance to the goal, 3rd down.
Yeah, you could see the pressure coming for the Argylls that time, and the offensive line was a little shaky that time.
Well, now all of a sudden, Tim, you're talking about punting from your own end zone.
Correction, that's a 5-yard penalty.
If you don't get any yardage on this play on 3rd and long, you're going to punt from your own end zone, and maybe an opportunity for Madison-Grant to do something with that if they can get a stop here.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Looks like the Argylls are sending 5.
We'll see if Alexandria tries to maybe just get a couple yards on a pass play, get some separation from their own goal line. A 3rd and 30 for the Tigers. 3 wide receivers, pistol formation again. Dowling will look to pass. Got time, he's gonna go deep, and that is way over the head of Bryson Montgomery. And again, Alexandria, their bench wants a flag, but that ball was way overthrown, and they will get nothing of the sort.
Yeah, there might have been some contact there that they have a little bit of an argument, but again, that ball was overthrown, an uncatchable ball. The referees are not going to throw a flag on that play.
Looked like Bryson Montgomery, there was a little contact there in the secondary, but looked like he almost stopped short a little bit on his route. I think Dowling was looking for him to continue deep, but he did not do that. So 4th and 30 will be a punt from Dowling. We'll see if Madison-Grant brings pressure to try to block this.
Yeah, it looks like they're bringing the house into the end zone.
And he gets it off somehow. I don't know how that wasn't blocked, but that'll be out to the 24-yard line. And no flags, even though they ran into Dowling on that.
Yeah, number 23, Luke Stroop, couldn't decide whether he wanted to block that punt or just tackle Dowling. And I think the referees let him go on that one. There was contact, but it looked like he was trying to tackle him before the punt was away. So no roughing the kicker call on that one. And Madison-Grant with great field position here to try to get back into this game.
Madison-Grant, like you said, Tim, good field position to start with. This is what they have to have in order to get back into this game. This is what we saw in the first quarter. They really dominated the field position battle, and hopefully they can get some points on the board at this opportunity. They'll hand it off to the right side. That is Luke Stroop. He'll get about 7 yards on that play around the outside, and they'll be in the red zone again.
And they'll look very similar to the touchdown that Keene had in the first half, running to the right side. This time it was Stroop, and that's been very successful, running right outside the tight end.
I formation now for the Argylls. They'll give it up the middle, and they'll pick up the first down. So a good start to this drive. That was Stroop again. And that'll be a first down for Madison-Grant.
And with this short field, all they have to worry about is getting a few yards every play, just trying to get that first down, not worried about anything else. The clock isn't an issue now here in the second half. So the Argylls have a chance to just relax, play their game, and really pound the ball down the field with the running game.
Watson under center will give it to Nate Keene, and he will pick up a few yards as a flag on the far side of the field. That'll be a face mask against Alexandria.
We have a face mask on the defense. 5-yard penalty. First down, or second down.
So only a 5-yard variety. What do you think it would do for Madison-Grant team if they were able to get into the end zone here?
Oh, it would be huge for the Argylls here. If they can get back to within a one-possession game, they just showed that they're able to stop Alexandria, and they are in.
That's Nate Keene, and the officials didn't really signal, but Keene is in for the end zone, and that's his second rushing touchdown of the afternoon, and Madison-Grant right back into this game.
Yeah, it looked like Alexandria coach Pete Gast was arguing that the play clock did not start, something of that variety, not really sure. But the referee did hear his appeal, but decided to overrule it with the touchdown. And it is back to a one-score game here. The Argylls back in this one.
The extra point on the way. It is no good to the left. So that could potentially be a big deal down the road if Alexandria is able to keep this lead, and then you're talking about getting a 2-point conversion to tie the game, which is not as easy as an extra point.
Yeah, take a look at the replay here. Good movement there on the offensive line, a little cross block action, and Keene found the hole and he took it all the way into the end zone.
There you see the confusion on Alexandria's defense's faces. They thought the clock had struck 0, and so that play was dead. But Keene taking advantage, getting into the end zone and making this game a little bit tighter. So Alexandria hasn't done much to start this third quarter. We talked about a tale of 2 quarters in the first half. Could it be a similar thing where Madison-Grant starts well in this third quarter coming off halftime, or will Alexandria respond on this drive?
Yeah, it really has been a very different story in the odd quarters versus the even quarters so far. Madison-Grant dominating in the first and third quarters, that second quarter belonging to all Alexandria with those 28 unanswered points. So we'll see if Alexandria can get rid of that trend here and respond with a score of their own.
Zach Andrew to kick off for the Argylls. And this kick is short. Fair catch called for, and that goes out of bounds at the 30-yard line. The fair catch was called for by Austin Phipps, but he did not field the ball, and it went out of bounds.
Not sure what the argument is about here. Maybe a personal foul wanted. As you look at the end of that play.
Kick out of bounds on the kicking team. First down. Ball at the 35-yard line.
So essentially they just gained 5 yards. The ball went out of bounds at the 30. And they'll start at the 35. It'll be first down and 10 for Alexandria. We'll see if they answer Madison-Grant's touchdown here in the third quarter. 8:19 to go in the third quarter.
In this drive, I'm really interested to see if the Argylls continue to bring the pressure. Looks like a blitz is coming here, and we'll see if Alexandria's offensive line is able to contain that pressure.
Bryce Montgomery up the middle off the handoff. He'll get 3 yards. Second down and 7 coming up. Here's a replay.
Yeah, take a look at it. Straight handoff, and there was a couple Argylls that were able to get past the line of scrimmage. They were just on the wrong side of the play. They were able to get through on that left side with the play going the opposite way.
The biggest thing for Madison-Grant, of course, if they bring pressure up the middle, Alexandria's been able to spread the field very well offensively so far in this game. That's a pitch out to Nathan Dolworth, and he'll get around 4 yards on that play, so that'll bring up third down and short. We saw this play a lot in the second quarter.
Yeah, usually you see that jet sweep going to Montgomery. That time he was the lead blocker.
So third down and 4 coming up. Big play for both these teams. Madison-Grant getting some of that momentum back with the score. Alexandria trying to prevent them from gaining momentum. Dowling in the pistol. Again, we've seen this look a lot from the Tigers. 3 wide receivers, 2 at the bottom of your screen.
Yeah, it looks like Dowling is calling an audible now from the sideline. He took a look at his wristband and changed the play.
And he'll throw it to Dane Johnson, who's wide open. There was not a man on him, and he gets all the way down to the 46-yard line of Madison-Grant. That'll be a first down.
Yeah, great execution all around there. Started with Coach Pete Gast on the sideline. He saw the coverage and on the sideline, told Dowling to change the play. He audibled correctly and was able to convert the first down.
We saw similar to that. Dane Johnson earlier in the game was playing the tight end position, and again up the middle was home free, wide open, and that was a touchdown play. Dowling will keep it around the outside. Good stiff arm there. He gets down to the 40-yard line. There you see the big 6'2" frame just pushing defenders to the ground.
Yeah, and there was a low snap on that play as well. Able to pick the ball up off of the turf and get a pretty good gain out of it.
So second down and 4, 6-yard run for Dowling. He's done it all today. He's run it, pass it, return punts, kick punts. Is there anything this kid can't do?
Yeah, he's really been the star of this game so far, especially in that second quarter, is putting on a show. We'll see.
Timeout. Red.
Alexandria will use their first timeout of the second half with 5:41 to play in the third quarter here at Schumann Stadium. Ball State University, the Cardinals on the road today at Northwestern. And we get 4 games on their home turf. Frankton versus Blackford is the next game at 1 p.m. If you're watching online streaming live, that is at 1 p.m. That's coming up after this one is finished. Streaming online, of course, at WIWTV.com. You can also check the schedule for replays if you happen to catch this on TV and you're wondering when your favorite team is playing next. At 1 p.m. today, Frankton and Blackford, the CIC football extravaganza right here on WIWTV.
And I know that the Tigers have the lead right now, but it's interesting that they're burning a timeout here in the third quarter. You never know if Madison-Grant will be able to come back and maybe even take a lead here, and those timeouts might be very precious at the end of this game.
Each team, of course, getting 3 per half. So 2 remaining for the Tigers. We'll see if that comes into play later on in this game. Second down and 4 right now after they get adjusted after the timeout. Pistol formation. Dowling will toss it this time to Cole Lehman. And he'll get a first down on the right side. They'll move the chains.
Yeah, the timeout was worth it that time. Take a look at it. Dowling with the toss.
Good block on the edge there.
Yeah, Lehman was really able to get outside that time.
Dowling comes back to the huddle. First and 10 from the 35. Alexandria trying to answer Madison-Grant's initial touchdown of this third quarter that tightened this game up. 4 wide receivers. Montgomery again in motion. This time they'll toss to the left side of the field. Lehman, again, he just ran that last play. Again, gets the ball from Dowling on the left side of the field. Another great run.
And that's just a great play call as well. You see Madison-Grant starting to stuff the box, bring that pressure into the inside. They got a good push into the inside, but the Tigers ran right around them. You see a good push, but Lehman able to cut around the corner for a nice gain.
Besides that third down conversion, we haven't seen Alexandria pass the ball a whole lot on this drive. Potentially trying to run out some of that clock of this third quarter already, trying to stifle Madison-Grant.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt to try to give yourself any advantage you can. The less time Madison-Grant is on the field, the less time they have to score.
Of course, Dane Johnson, as soon as we say that, gets up a pass from Dowling and all the way down to the 7-yard line. Alexandria fooling us. We were expecting to run on that play.
And it seems like Alexandria has the ability to pass or run at will whenever they want to, but they try to keep it on the ground as much as they can, but they always have the opportunity for those big plays, and it seems like they pull out those pass plays just when they need them.
That's the thing that the run game will do for you. That play action pass, Dane Johnson all alone on the outside, breaks the tackle, gets along that sideline. We'll see if they can capitalize. First and goal, Dowling in the pistol again. Read option, he'll take it around the outside, and a good open field tackle by Madison-Grant.
Yeah, it looked like that was number 68, Hunter Hyatt, the sophomore, with the tackle for loss there.
Great effort there. He was in the gap for both of them and made the right decision. Dowling looked like he had an edge potentially to get around, but stopped for a loss back to the 10-yard line.
Yeah, and Madison-Grant really needs to clamp down their defense. They were able to force a fumble earlier, but unfortunately it was recovered by a Tigers player for a touchdown.
Dane Johnson in the tight end position. They ran a play earlier where they threw it to him. It looks like the same play, and he is open again. Another touchdown for Dylan Dowling and his Alexandria Tigers offense.
Yeah, for some reason, Madison-Grant never can get a man on Dane Johnson when he releases off of the tight end position. Looks like a blown coverage once again, and he always just releases. That's the second time he's released right into the middle of the field and catches the ball right in between the uprights.
So just when it looked like Madison-Grant was climbing back into this one, winning the field position battle, a long drive from Alexandria into the end zone. And after this kick, they'll be up 14 or 15, depending on if it goes through. It will be no good. So it's 34-20, a 14-point lead for the Tigers with 3:22 left in this third.
Yeah, take another look at this touchdown. Dane Johnson actually faked a block there for a moment, and I think that froze the linebacker, decided to come and rush the quarterback instead of staying in coverage with him. That allowed Dane Johnson to be wide open right down the middle in the end zone.
That's his third touchdown of the day. He also had a 2-point conversion. So a big day for Dane Johnson, a senior. This offense for the Tigers loaded with seniors. Dowling's a senior, Montgomery and Johnson all lead the way with experience. Now a true test of will for Madison-Grant. Great start to this third quarter, but the defense just giving up that long drive. And like you said, players playing both ways. How will the offense respond?
Yeah, we'll see if Madison-Grant shows a little bit of wear here, if they're going to be tired on this drive or come out strong. It'll start with the return. They've had decent success today.
Jacob Lutterman has had some good returns. This is a squib kick, though. Picked up by one of the up men, and he will get a pretty decent return off of that.
Yeah, that was number 11, Chase Bramall.
Past the 40-yard line, and that's where the Argylls will start this drive trying to answer.
Now take a look at the replay. Bramall just takes it right into the heart of the Tiger coverage team. Gets a decent return out of it, right around midfield. The first down would put them across midfield.
Nearing the end of this third quarter, 3:14 to play. I formation for Madison-Grant. Both these teams 0-3 in conference, 1-4 overall, looking for their first win in the CIC. I formation now, Garrett Watson under center. He'll hand it off out of the backfield, a big hole for Nate Keene. Only a freshman. Phenomenal player already as a freshman. Gets about 9 yards on that play, and it'll bring up second down and short.
Yeah, Nate Keene says, I'm not tired at all. Comes out with the motor running for a powerful first run, a good start to this Madison-Grant drive.
And they'll run a similar play, and that time Keene will get the first down. Keene had that initial touchdown for the Argylls, and it seems like they haven't used him as much as potentially we were thinking throughout the second quarter.
Yeah, they've divided the carries between him and the fullback Luke Stroop, but if they can get the ball to Keene as much as possible and just keep running it down Alexandria's throats, they may be able to answer fairly quickly here.
I formation again. Watson will give it to Stroop, and he'll gain 3 yards. Tim, of course, running the football burns a lot of clock, and with a 14-point lead the way Alexandria is playing offensively, you got to wonder if they can dominate the run and maybe get some pass plays.
Yeah, there's still a lot of time in this game, but going into the fourth quarter, Madison-Grant will start to have to keep an eye on that clock. But right now, it's really more important for them just to focus on getting down the field and just getting that score to cut it back to within a one-possession game.
They'll give it to Stroop again up the middle. Madison-Grant running it with ease on this drive, moving the ball with decent yards per carry on each handoff.
Yeah, they're getting about 5 to 6 yards a carry. Once again, you just see a good push. There's about 6 in the box for the Tiger defense, and they know it's coming, and the offensive line is just getting a good push.
Again, is Stroop up the middle. He gets a first down. Where has this been all game, Tim?
Yeah, the Argylls really a good tempo now, and again in that no-huddle offense, trying to speed up their play. Stroop is ready for it once again, knows he needs just a couple yards for the first down, so he gets that, lowers his shoulder to get as much as he can, and now we'll see a little shotgun action.
They'll spread the field. Stroop in the backfield in motion. is Jacob Lutterman. He breaks a couple tackles, still on his feet, and he'll be near a first down. So the jet sweep again. Big yards per carry that time to bring up second down and short.
Yeah, and a great second effort there from Jacob Lutterman. There was a Tiger player that had him right at about the line of scrimmage, but he was able to shake it. You take a look at the replay here. Able to shake that would-be tackle from number 8, Nathan Dulworth, and able to turn it into a positive play and another short yardage situation for a first down.
The jet sweep again. That was Nate Keene around the outside, and they'll move the chains.
And you look at the energy from Madison-Grant right now. They are having fun out there. It's always fun when you can be moving the ball well on the ground. Everybody's involved with the blocking scheme as well as the running, and they have some life here at the end of this third quarter.
They'll go back to the I formation. Keene up the middle, and he's all the way down to the 5-yard line, so another run from Keene that busts big yardage. The chains crew having trouble keeping up, and Keene looks like he might have taken a hit to the knee.
Yeah, tough, slow to get up here, and he will sit down. Looks like we'll get the trainers out there. Hope that he is able to return. Great run up the middle.
That would be a big loss if he was unable to return to this game. Got sandwiched by a couple defenders here at the end of this run.
Yeah, we'll take a look at the replay. Great edge block from Bo Bengal there, pulling, and it looked like got tripped up and might have slammed his knee right on the turf. Looked like his knee pad might have slipped up a bit above the knee.
Dane Johnson, not sure if he was able to get a hit on that knee or if it was him hitting the ground, but it looked like Dane Johnson might have had an angle where he was a little bit lower. Able to walk off on his own power. Argylls certainly hope he's able to return.
Yeah, Keene, 5 rushes on this drive for 35 yards. A big part of that rushing attack here on this drive, so hopefully he's able to return soon.
Looked like that was a result of Dane Johnson's hit. He grabbed that knee right after Johnson was able to get low. So a first down and goal as Keene walks off the field on his own power. We'll see if Madison-Grant can punch it in.
Yeah, we'll look for Luke Stroop. He was able to get a chunk of yards right at about the 40 to 30 yard line a little earlier in this drive.
Give up the middle. That is Stroop, and he is near the goal line, but a yard short down to the 1. Under 30 seconds now to go in this third quarter. They'll try to punch it in before the clock hits 0.
Yeah, the Argylls very quick up to the line, waiting for the referees to get set. They were ready before the refs were.
Stroop is in, and Madison-Grant just like that. A long, methodical drive where they essentially ran the ball every play, and they have just scored again, closing the gap once again.
Yeah, that was a 10-play, 57-yard drive. They got 5 first downs. All 10 of their plays were rushes. And just like you said, Kyle, a very methodical drive to end this third quarter, excuse me. And we'll see if they can get a stop on the Tigers in this next drive. They'll be in good shape if they can come out there with a lot of time left on the clock to try to run that ball again and get back to a tie game.
This time, Andrew punches it in for the extra point. So down 7 now are the Argylls. 34-27, Alexandria still leads this game. But Madison-Grant certainly not giving up. That second quarter from Alexandria, they look dominant. And Madison-Grant able to have 2-1 here in the third quarter as far as touchdowns go.
Yeah, they've definitely fought back in this game. And you love to see that last drive. You could tell they were having a ton of fun out there just driving that ball down the field. And we'll see if that translates to the defensive side of the ball now.
Alexandria has had success passing and running the football so far today. Dylan Dowling has had a big game both through the air and on the ground. We'll see what he does on this next drive. With 17 seconds to go in this third quarter, about to hit the first game of the CIC football extravaganza right here on WIWU-TV. 3 more games coming your way the rest of the day if you're watching online live. Frankton and Blackford is next at 1 p.m., followed by Elwood Oak Hill at 4 p.m. and Madison-Grant Eastbrook to finish up the night at 7 p.m. Should be a great game, that last game, Madison-Grant Eastbrook.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to that one.
Here at Ball State University, Schumann Stadium. What a nice stadium, what a great field.
Yeah, beautiful turf down there. Great seating area, great view from anywhere here in this stadium.
Andrew back to kick the ball off. And it'll be an onside kick. And Alexandria jumps on that ball pretty easily, but there was a flag. It looked like Madison-Grant had a player running on the field when the kick was happening.
Illegal formation on the kicking team. Be a 5-yard penalty, re-kick.
So a re-kick, maybe Madison-Grant will reassess if they're going to try that onside kick again.
Correction, that penalty is declined.
Yeah, interesting. They went for the onside trying to catch Alexandria off guard, but they really didn't have a good push. Not enough people running down the field trying to get it, and it went right into the arms of the returner.
So they'll re-kick, and Alexandria is trying to figure out who's on the field and who come off of it. They were ready to be on offense.
Yeah, they're getting their hands team out there now, the people ready for the onside kick, and we'll see now if Madison-Grant plays a little cat and mouse game, if they'll try to kick it deep and pin the Tigers back in their own territory.
Dane Johnson is back to return. And here we go. And they will do that. They will kick it deep. Dane Johnson gets it about the 25. Huge hole up the middle. And he's across the 50. So essentially doesn't matter. They're in the similar spot to start this drive.
Yeah, onside kick, re-kick really doesn't matter. Like you said, Kyle, right at about midfield. And we'll see what the Tigers can do with Dowling and this short field.
They will start in Madison-Grant territory on the 49. The Tigers have had success all day offensively, aside from maybe the first quarter where they were stopped a few times, but ever since then have been dominant offensively. Dowling in the pistol formation, 3 wide receivers. They've run the read option quite a bit, and we'll get it here again up the middle. That's Bryce Montgomery, and he gets about a yard, and then it'll be a late hit on Madison-Grant.
Yeah, the Argylls a little too aggressive that time trying to stop Montgomery.
Montgomery looked like he took a little shot there, and he's a little shaken up after that.
Yeah, he's limping.
Personal foul, illegal hit to the head, defense. There'll be a 15-yard penalty, first down.
Yeah, take a look at the replay here. Montgomery comes in and is taken down. And number 18, Zach Andrew, with the late hit there. Not exactly sure if he was trying to do that or not. Intent is kind of hard to see on that play.
Montgomery having trouble, looked like with his leg, even though that hit was to the head late, so didn't look like maybe the hit did too much aside from the penalty. Hopefully Montgomery's okay.
And the biggest thing now for the
That is the end
Argylls.
of the third quarter.
Biggest thing for the Argylls is now that the Tigers have an even shorter field, they really have to clamp down on defense if they want to tie this game.
End of the third quarter here, 34-27. Alexandria on top. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back to Ball State University Schumann Stadium. CIC football extravaganza. Alexandria on top, Madison-Grant 34-27. Really a great football game as you start the fourth quarter. We're going to check in on the sideline with Shaylee Clark.
It's really been a roller coaster of emotions this second half. They came out super strong, ready to take on the game, but again, they really got down on themselves. But they pinpointed the problem, they fixed the problem, came back again, and now they're ready to take on fight. So it's a good game still here. Madison-Grant's ready to win. Back to you, Kyle.
All right, thank you, Shaylee. Well, they might be ready to win, but they just gave up a big pass play to Dane Johnson again. And just like that, Alexandria within the 5-yard line and first and goal.
Yeah, you'd think at some point that Madison-Grant would just put someone specifically designated to guard Dane Johnson. He has killed them all game with those big gains down the field. Surprisingly that no one has stepped up on Madison-Grant to really cover him well.
Really has been a great football game. Alexandria playing well. Madison-Grant keeping up after leading to start this game off. But Dowling's going to try to punch it in himself, and he will drag the pile into the end zone. So a rushing touchdown there for Dowling. He has done it all today, and another touchdown for the Tigers.
Yeah, Dowling that time, you talked about his size. He's 6'2", and he really just kept pumping his legs that time. Took the pile with him. Not sure what the referee conference is about right now.
It looks like a flag in the end zone.
Personal foul on Alexandria. And we'll see if this was before the touchdown or after, if the touchdown will stand or not. Big call coming here.
After the play was over, we have a dead ball on sportsmanlike conduct on the offense. That penalty will be assessed on the kickoff. We have an untimed down.
So a dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, but here's the touchdown.
Yeah, Dowling right up the middle. Goes right behind his center, number 54, Noah Murphy, and just pounds the ball in. We'll try to see maybe that little jump and celebration from number 66. Halen Pruden is the unsportsmanlike. I really don't see much else. A little celebration from Murphy there as well. And that's what did get the unsportsmanlike call. A little too much celebration from the center that time. And that may give, a block there on the extra point. So Madison-Grant still with a little bit of life here with the blocked extra point and with a short field on the kickoff.
11:29 to go in this game. 27-40 now the score. Alexandria leads. And another touchdown, Dylan Dowling. What a game he's had. We'll see how Madison-Grant responds after the penalty will force the kickoff to be moved back.
Yeah, Dylan Dowling, can't say enough about what he's done here today. 6 touchdowns, whether it's through the air, running, or the punt return. He's been responsible for all of the touchdowns here today for Alexandria. Just a great showing from the senior.
Here's the block on the extra point.
Yeah, there's nobody home to block that player for the Argylls. An easy block that time.
So this game not over yet. Alexandria pretty much having their way offensively. We'll see if the Argylls can respond. The last drive they had was fantastic in their own right, running the ball and just moving the ball down the field. We'll wonder if Nate Keene can get back on the field after he limped off with that knee injury, it appeared.
Yeah, and still nearly a full quarter for the Argylls to work with if they're able to move the ball down the field quickly, since they're going to have a little bit of a shorter field with Alexandria kicking off at the 25. We'll see if they're able to do something with that, get a quick score, and then maybe a stop to get the ball back and make this one interesting down the stretch.
Matt Clanky will kick off. Should be great field position for Madison-Grant if they field this. Still a pretty good kick to the 20-yard line. That is Lutterman. They'll try the reverse, and then they'll keep it in Lutterman's hands around the outside, looking for a gap. He breaks a couple tackles down to the 42-yard line, so pretty good field position to start for Madison-Grant.
Yeah, flag on the play. Looked like players getting a little chippy right in between the 40 and the 50-yard line. Really not anywhere near the play, but there was some pushing and shoving going both ways. We'll see who they call the personal foul on.
We'll get the call.
After the play was over, dead ball, personal foul on the receiving team. That'll be a 15-yard penalty, first down, white.
So that 15-yarder at the end of the touchdown for Alexandria negated. They'll just give that 15 yards back after the penalty on Madison-Grant.
Yeah, and down 2 scores, you just can't make those silly penalties. Had nothing to do with the play. Far away from the ball and just an extra push, taking out a little frustration maybe, and it's very costly for the Argylls.
Both these teams, Tim, looking for their first conference win. Probably some frustration as to how the season's gone so far. Want to get that first win so badly, but can't do stuff like that. Shotgun formation for Garrett Watson. He'll look to pass. That's Lutterman with the catch, and he's around the outside. Still on his feet, and they're saying he stepped out of bounds at the 47. Almost broke that all the way.
My goodness, Jacob Lutterman maybe a few inches from a touchdown that time. It looked like he just stepped out of bounds, but a great start for this drive and able to get out of bounds, stop that clock, and get those 15 yards back pretty much all in one play.
We haven't seen a lot of production through the air for the Argylls, but that play gets big yardage and game of inches, left foot out of bounds, could have taken that one to the house. Again, shotgun formation, 2 halfbacks. They'll throw again to the outside. That pass is caught. That'll be a gain of 3, so a short gain. Isaac Beatty on the reception.
Yeah, Beatty had to wait a while for that ball to get there. If he was open, but if he would have got that ball just a little sooner, he might have been able to turn the corner and work towards a first down.
3 wide receivers. Shotgun again for Garrett Watson. They'll give it. That is Nate Keene, so he's back in the game, feeling better after walking off earlier with an injury.
Yeah, good to see Keene back into the game, and I really like this up-tempo style for the Argylls. They've played with it a little bit in the second half, but now they've really committed to it, and it's brought a lot of success for them this past drive and this drive as well.
They'll run the same formation. Oh my goodness, and a fumble, and that looks like it's recovered by Alexandria. Garrett Watson was looking to pitch the ball back to Keene, and he bobbled it, lost the football on the turf, and Alexandria picks it up.
Yeah, that's just miscommunication that time on what the play was. Garrett Watson and Keene were running completely different plays, so when Watson turned around for the pitch, Keene wasn't ready for it. He hesitated and just coughed that ball up. Very costly here, and now Alexandria can really just seal this game away if they can go up 3 scores with 10 minutes to go.
They'll get the ball inside Madison-Grant territory. The Argylls were having a good drive. A couple pass plays for some yards, but Garrett Watson fumbling the football, giving the ball back to the Tigers. Pistol formation for Dylan Dowling. He's got 3 wide receivers. They'll do the read option again. He'll keep it around the outside. Good gaps that time by Madison-Grant, not allowing him to get the edge.
Yeah, you wonder if Alexandria will go a bit more conservatively now on the offensive side. Take a look back at this fumble here from our sideline cam. And he looked to pitch to Keene, but Keene wasn't there for him, and Watson got a little confused there, didn't know what to do, coughed the ball up, and Alexandria has the ball.
Now you see all the Alexandria jerseys around that ball. Pistol again, 3 wide receivers. They've run this formation quite a bit. 2nd down and 6. Low snap, but handled by Dowling, and that run play will go nowhere. Cole Lehman swallowed up back to the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, give credit to the Argylls defense. They're trying to pick their offense up. Good push that time. Low snap and stopped behind the line of scrimmage that time is Cole Lehman.
So a 3rd down and long, crucial play for Madison-Grant's defense. Down 2 scores. with under 10 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Dowling will take the snap, look to pass. That throw is low and incomplete, intended for Matt Klenke. Unable to convert that third down. Looks like they will punt. So Madison-Grant stands.
Yeah, a little surprised that Alexandria went for a pass play on 3rd and long that time. The clock stops right at 9 minutes, so really only about a minute off the clock, if that, and the Argylls will get the ball right back.
Dowling will punt this one for the Tigers. Chase Brommel back to return. But this is a short punt, and it will be downed at the 32-yard line by the Tigers, so not bad starting field position for the Argylls.
It'll sound like a broken record, but the Argylls still down but not out. If they can get something going very quickly and move down the field, they still have a chance to possibly get this game back to within one possession. With another stop, they might be able to have a chance to tie it. This will be a fun one down the stretch here at Schumann Stadium.
Madison-Grant looking to get it into the end zone on this drive, as you said, Tim, and 8:51, still time on the clock, but get down to around 5 minutes, it becomes extremely difficult to score twice, which they need to do. Shotgun formation, man in motion. Watson forced to his left, and he's going to keep the ball and take a hit, but he gains 4 yards.
Unfortunately for the Argylls, Watson not able to get out of bounds, so the clock continues to run.
Good pressure that time from the Alexandria defensive line.
Yeah, you see the defensive line flushing Watson out of the pocket. He pulls it down and is able to make something out of nothing there. And we have a timeout on the sideline for an injured player that looks like number 2, Matt Klenke, for the Tigers. Not sure what the issue is. Looks like he's holding his face.
Looks like a bloody nose from here. That's football for you. Little blood, sweat, and tears.
Yeah, a little bit of everything here today.
Shotgun again for Watson. This time he'll do the read option. That is Luke Stroop. And that'll bring up 3rd down.
You got to give credit to that Tiger defensive line. They looked like they were a little scrambled there, switching sides right as the ball was beginning to be snapped. You see they were in a little bit of movement there. They were able to take down Stroop for not much of a gain.
3rd down and 7 officially from the 37-yard line. Big 3rd down for both teams. Madison-Grant needed to convert this one badly. There's Watson, and again having trouble holding the ball. Looks like he wanted to take that one and pump fake and bring the ball back in, but let the ball go for a short pass, and nobody was there. Brings up 4th down.
Yeah, that pass might have even been deflected by one of the defensive linemen coming. Lots of pressure, and it might be that time of the game where the Argylls are in 4-down territory. No punt team coming onto the field.
Watson will come back out for a 4th and 7. Do or die situation here for Madison-Grant.
Yeah, this could be the last chance for the Argylls to really make a statement. If they give this ball up, it could be an easy score.
And they'll go deep into double coverage. Incomplete, though. Jacob Lutterman unable to get to that ball, overthrown a little bit by Garrett Watson, and Alexandria will take over on downs. Probably look to just run out the clock.
Yeah, Watson with an overthrow there, and now Alexandria kind of in a good problem to have. A short field, so close to the end zone, but they also want to run out as much clock as they can.
So they'll start on the 37 of Madison-Grant. Look to hopefully get another touchdown on this drive, or at least chew as much clock as they can. Madison-Grant defense really needs to step up now. Last drive they forced a punt, but deep in their own territory. Alexandria again, the pistol formation. Senior Dylan Dowling back for the snap, and he'll hand it off up the middle for a gain of 2. Nathan Dolworth on the carry.
Yeah, the Tigers, as we've said all day, use a variety of rushers. Dulworth has done a pretty decent job from out of the backfield, able to get a couple that time. As that clock continues to run, time running out for the Argylls.
Nearing 7 minutes here in the fourth quarter, 40-27. The Tigers lead the Argylls of Madison-Grant. Second down and 7, bobbled snap, but able to pick it up is Dowling, and he'll just run for a few more yards, bringing up third and medium.
Pretty good job there by Dowling, making something out of nothing that time. Bobbled snap, ball on the turf, still able to move forward for a few yards.
So 3rd and 4 coming up, big third down, but you got to think at this field position, Alexandria will go for it on a 4th down, even if they're unable to convert this. It's a little long for a field goal.
Yeah.
3rd down and 5.
Yeah, at this point in the field, you would think that Alexandria would be in 4-down territory, especially since they're looking to run the ball and run down that clock.
Dowling will keep it, and he will get a first down up the middle. Breaking arm tackles to the 22-yard line. A late flag. Looks like another potential dead ball foul on somebody.
Yeah, Chase Bramall was tangled up with Cian Rice, looked like. Let's see who the personal foul is on.
After the play was over, dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct on the defense. That'll be a 15-yard penalty, first down.
Yeah, that was number 11, Chase Bramall. At the end of that play, again, a silly penalty away from the ball. Had nothing to do with the play. Just a little chippy, a little extra push at the end. And the referee will see that one every time.
Madison-Grant not seeming to think anything was wrong. There we go. There's a little swing right there.
Yeah, it looked like took a swing at the helmet that time, and really no reason for that.
The Argylls playing the innocent card, acting like they didn't know what was going on. But a 15-yard penalty is costly. 1st and 10 on the 11 now for Alexandria. Man in motion. Dowling's going to throw it here, and he's going to loft it up. Incomplete. Good coverage. That is Brahmer, who just had the penalty. Bring up 2nd down.
Not a bad idea to take a shot down the field there on 1st down. Short field here. And 6 minutes to go with the 2-score lead. Tigers really have some freedom to do whatever they want on the offensive side of the ball right now.
6:02 now after the clock stops because of the incompletion. 2nd down and 10. They'll run shotgun formation. Dylan Dowling. Nathan Dulworth next to him. And he'll keep it himself, Dowling up the middle. Minimal gain, it'll bring up 3rd down.
Yeah, and on this drive, the Alexandria Tigers have really been keeping the ball in between the tackles. Lots of runs straight up the middle, whether it's Dulworth or Dowling. And they really haven't tried to do anything too fancy. No jet sweeps so far this drive. Really just pounding the ball down the field, keep that clock moving.
North and south running on this drive from Alexandria. 3rd down and 7 from the 9-yard line. They'll do the option read. Dowling is swallowed up in the backfield. Good open field tackle. And that'll force Alexandria to probably kick a field goal. Here's the replay.
Yeah, just as I talk about running in between the tackles, Dylan Dowling tries to go outside.
Timeout, Madison-Grant.
Please reset the game clock to 5 minutes, 14 seconds.
They'll put
5:14.
10 more seconds on the clock after that timeout. So if the field goal is good, Tim, it'll be 43-27, which would be much more difficult to overcome. You're talking about 2-point conversions.
But the good news for the Argylls right here is you remember that Matt Clanky, the kicker for the Tigers, he's had some trouble even with extra points today. So this field goal is definitely far from a sure thing.
4th and 14 from the 15-yard line, so decent kick coming if they do try a field goal, which I imagine they will.
Yeah,
Clanky is out there.
It'll be about a 32-yard field goal try for Clanky.
This will be like an NFL extra point.
Exactly, that new rule this year.
So Madison-Grant hoping either to block this or for it to miss the uprights.
Interesting here that the ball was spotted on the left hash since Dowling was brought down on the left side. We'll see if that's a factor in this field goal as well.
Waiting for the snap. It's on the way. Good hold. The kick is up and short. And to the left. So no good, like you said, Tim. A little bit of life still for Madison-Grant. Big gap in the points to overcome in 5:08, but still that missed kick certainly helps.
Yeah, we'll see what happens here. What the Argylls want to do. The trouble now is their power is in their running game, and you just cannot afford to run the ball and keep that clock moving too much. You have a little bit of breathing room if you can get a first down, stop the clock, but they really have to be economical with their time management here.
2 timeouts for Madison-Grant with 5:08 to go in this first of 4 games, the CIC football extravaganza right here on WIWTV.com. First and 10 from the 20. They'll do a jet sweep to Lutterman around the outside looking for an edge. Good defense there by Alexandria. He won't get many yards.
Yeah, he ran about 15 to 20 yards on that play. Unfortunately, they were all east and west, wasn't able to cut it up that time, and even worse than that, not able to get out of bounds.
So the clock continues to run. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Keene checks into the game with Bramall checking out.
Garrett Watson under center, I formation for the offense. They'll give it to Stroop, the fullback, and he gets about 8 yards. So a good run there brings up 3rd down and short.
Yeah, good run by Stroop to make this 3rd down manageable. Unfortunately, the Argylls really need to look more down the field. And they're not going to be able to get back into this game with 4 downs to get every first down.
They'll give it to Stroop again. He'll get the first down. So the clock will stop until they reset after the short gain gives the Argylls a first down. Under 4 minutes now. 13-point deficit. And a short run to the outside gains about a yard, and Madison-Grant seeming content to just run the football, Tim.
Yeah, it looked like the ball even came out at the end of that play for Keene, but they ruled that he was down by contact before that ball came out. A fumble would really be costly here.
Madison-Grant not really using the tempo we saw the past couple drives, even though the clock is more of an issue now.
Yeah, interesting to see they're huddling up now after having so much success with their no-huddle offense in the 3rd and early here in the 4th quarter.
Watson looking to pass, nothing open. He's going to scramble around the pocket and get sacked from behind. That was Noah Cothram on the defense that got the sack, and not much Madison-Grant has been able to do through the air.
White.
Madison-Grant will use their 2nd timeout.
Yeah, a lot of pressure from the Tigers here. They know that Garrett Watson needs to pass the ball to get some big chunks of yardage.
Initially, it was good pocket awareness by Watson, but not giving up on the play. And there you see he didn't even see the defender from behind, and a good defensive play there from the Tigers.
Yeah, and it's not like the Tigers are using exotic blitzes or very confusing defensive fronts. They're just able to get through that offensive line who's used to coming down the field with run blocking. Their pass blocking not as strong.
Maybe the Argylls need some some blown coverages from Alexandria. We've seen Madison-Grant a couple times in the red zone not have anybody on Dane Johnson. Alexandria maybe needs to share the level a little bit, blow a coverage. 3rd down and 12. And they'll hand it off. Nate Keene, and he will get about 5 yards, but not enough for the first down. That brings up 4th down.
Yeah, you see a good pull there from the lineman, but just not enough to get any significant yardage here.
4th and 8. And you get the sense this is it for Madison-Grant. If they don't convert this, Alexandria walks away with a victory. I formation, Watson under center. They'll give it to Stroop, and he will get the first down. Alexandria unable to stop Stroop on that play, and he'll move the chains with 2:17 to go.
And you love to see that fight from Stroop. This game pretty much sealed as an Alexandria win, although anything can happen. But he's still fighting hard, still fighting for those yards, and he's done a good job here today.
There's a flag on the play. Alexandria trying to get a player off the field on the near sideline. But Madison-Grant didn't snap it, so I'm not sure why there would be a penalty.
Dead ball, false start on the offense. 5-yard penalty, first down.
And Madison-Grant that time getting so quick to the line that their lineman flinched just a bit. A little anxious to get that play started.
So 1st and 15 instead of 1st and 10. 2:17 still on the clock. Madison-Grant still in their own territory, a long way to go. They need somewhat of a miracle probably to come back of this game. I formation, Watson under center. And another whistle, just getting everyone set. And Watson will hand it off to Keene. He'll get 3 yards.
Keene with a 3-yard gain up the middle for the Argylls.
Bring up 2nd and 12.
Yeah, the Argylls just staying in that I formation, trying to see what they can do with the running game. Fortunately, not able to get much. They were having more success on the previous touchdown drive than they are now.
Still no passes. They give it to Stroop, and he's swallowed up. Unable to get back to the line of scrimmage. So Alexandria looking stronger and stronger here on defense.
Jeremiah Jensen into the backfield for the Tigers to bring down Stroop for a loss on the play. Bring it up 3rd and 13.
3rd and 13. The clock's still running, under a minute and a half now.
Now the Argylls have trips right here with the man in motion.
And they'll throw it to the outside, and that pass is dropped by Lutterman. So everything that can go wrong will for Madison-Grant on this drive.
Yeah, Lutterman was thinking down the field before he caught that ball, thinking about getting as many yards as he could and getting out of bounds as quickly as he could. But he forgot the little thing called catching the ball that time, unfortunately.
It's important to have the ball with you when you're running down the field. 4 wide receivers, 4th and 13. Watson trying to go deep, has a man, and underthrows. Incomplete, nearly picked off by Dylan Dowling. That just would have added to his stat sheet for today. And Alexandria will take over and most likely run out the clock in a couple plays and get away with a 40-27 victory over the Argylls.
Yeah, I believe the Argylls have 1 timeout left. But with just over a minute to go, the Tigers should be able to get in victory formation after they run a single play here.
So Alexandria will get their first conference win of the year against Madison-Grant. Madison-Grant moved to 1-5, 0-4 overall. The Tigers will move to 1-3 and 2-4 after they take a couple knees here. Dylan Dowling, probably the player of this game. You wonder, though, Tim, if Alexandria didn't have that great second quarter, they scored 28 points alone in that quarter, where this game would be. That was a big momentum shift after Madison-Grant went up 14-0.
Yeah, that really was the difference maker in this game, was that second quarter. 28 points to nothing for Alexandria, and Madison-Grant just seemed lifeless in that second quarter. Unfortunately, they weren't able to battle back just enough. They did show great fight in this second half, working it back to within 1 touchdown. But again, just not enough here today as Dylan Dowling takes another knee, and looks like they'll have to take one more knee, and that will do it for this one.
So Alexandria got to feel good about today's performance offensively and defensively. After that initial slow start, they come roaring back in the second quarter and score 28 unanswered. And they'll escape 40-27 in this one with the victory over Madison-Grant for their first conference win here at Ball State neutral location.
Yeah, just a great ball game overall. Fun to watch. Not too many penalties, although Madison-Grant did have a couple personal fouls in the end. Still a pretty tightly contested game, and good to see Alexandria Tigers celebrating a much-deserved win. They played hard today. Great win for Coach Pete Gast and his Tigers.
There you see great sportsmanship from the players. A couple unsportsmanlike conduct penalties, but the players shaking hands, and Alexandria is celebrating with their fans on the near sideline after the victory by 13 over the Argylls of Madison-Grant. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back after this. You're watching WIWTV.
They say I've been handed a heritage. Now it's time to leave a legacy. I woo, we the team with the recipe. You can talk about it, I don't let it get the best of me. Why? Cause we're under his shield. Ain't too many people get to know how it feels to be the nation champs only under his will. And we putting everybody right in front of us, still fearless. We enter in the season, no miss. Team with the spirit, everybody know this. Glory to the Father, hooked us up with the assists. And we praying for the roster, checking people off the list.
To Schumann Stadium here, Ball State University, home of the Cardinals. And Alexandria defeating Madison-Grant in this one. Tim, really a great all-around performance by Alexandria.
Yeah, and really a great performance by Dylan Dowling. He's the player of the game. 3 passing touchdowns, all of those with Johnson on the other end. He also had 2 rushing touchdowns and a punt return touchdown. 6 touchdowns total for the senior Dylan Dowling. What a phenomenal performance from him today.
Alexandria, their first win in conference, and of course this is the first of 4 games. We've still got 3 to come. Next is Frankton Blackford, 1 p.m. streaming here on WIWTV, so stick around for that one. Should be fun, and games keep getting better. Elwood, Oak Hill later, Mississinawa, Eastbrook to finish up the night here from Ball State. And first game was a real fun one to watch.
Yeah, and Nate Keene really started this game off well with that touchdown, and he had 2 touchdowns on the day. Luke Stroop with the other 2, but that just wasn't enough. The rushing game was not enough for the balanced attack of Dylan Dowling and the rest of that Alexandria offense. Really, the Madison-Grant Argylls lost this ball on the defensive side today, weren't able to keep up.
Madison-Grant had a couple good fights in them, and we're going to send it down to Shaylee Clark on the sideline.
Kyle, I'm with Madison-Grant coach Kyle Boer. Kyle, how are you feeling after that game? How do you think your team played?
We played hard at times, but overall I was kind of disappointed on our execution at some big plays and some big things, both late in the second quarter and late in the fourth quarter. We come out and play for a little bit, and then we just failed to finish executing the whole time.
And how do you think you kept the team fighting, even when their confidence was low? How did you get that back up again?
being there and giving them confidence, saying, hey, I know you know what to do. This is how you run your plays. Just talking to them and working with them and coaching them up like it's the same thing every other day, and let them know that they can do it and they need to get it done.
And you mentioned to me earlier, you were talking about how your team was a little tired with the low numbers. How did you keep them going even with those numbers?
And that's our biggest struggle, but we just got to find guys that are willing to step up and rotate and get as many fresh people on the field as we can. But our guys, they work hard. We just got to get them to work hard every single play.
And using this game, what are you wanting your team to learn from this game and for them to work on for the rest of the season?
I mean, just being mentally tough. We came out and had a good lead, and then we kind of laid off and slowed down a little bit because we thought we were there, and we just didn't finish. So finishing and being mentally tough.
And what do you hope to address before you play Madison-Grant at your next game?
The same idea, back to mental toughness. We got to learn to stay tough on those big plays, big downs. Defense actually played a lot better. They got better at stepping up on the big downs. We just got to get everybody all there the whole time.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much. Again, Kyle Boer, Madison-Grant head coach. Back to you, Kyle.
All right, thank you, Shaylee. And Tim, what do you think about Coach Boer's comments?
Yeah, he said a lot of the things that we were saying up here, just not able to get some good movement on those big plays. Gave up a lot of big plays, a lot of them to Dane Johnson on that passing. But really a great effort today from Madison-Grant. They didn't fight. They were in it to the very end, although that last possession they just kind of ran the clock out. But really a great showing here from the Madison-Grant Argylls. And with those low numbers, they really stepped it up today against a much more experienced Alexandria team.
Yeah, we talked about them only having 29 on their roster, and Coach Boer addressing that. Not as many fresh bodies as Alexandria have. And now we see the Frankton and Blackford players warming up, getting ready for their game. That's at 1 p.m. And about 16 minutes till kickoff for them. But a great first game of the day.
Yeah, a lot of fun to see these Central Indiana Conference teams here at Ball State. Should be a fun one. Myself and Roger Alcock will have the call on the Frankton-Blackford game at 1 p.m. on WIWTV.com for those of you watching on the live stream. And also be sure to check out the schedule for when these will be played on WIWTV at WIWTV.com.
A great stadium to have this event in. 4 games today. Great field. Great turnout so far from the fans, and looks a little empty just because of how big the stadium is, but fans showing the support of their favorite teams.
Yeah, and the great thing now, the sun is shining. It was pretty gloomy when we got here this morning. There was light rain falling down, but now it looks like the sun will be out, and we'll be out for good. Hopefully no more rain in the forecast for the rest of the day. A beautiful day here. It says fall on the calendar, but still feels like summer out there.
Yeah, the leaves beginning to change. It feels a little bit more like football weather. It's been a little bit warm the past couple days, but great football weather for this one here at Ball State and Schumann Stadium. Elwood Oak Hill coming up at 4 p.m. after Frankton Blackford, and then Madison-Grant Eastbrook to finish up the night. Madison-Grant Eastbrook will be a great game. That's at 7 p.m. tonight under the lights.
Yeah, that should be a fun one. I mentioned it earlier, what an experience this is for these high school kids to be able to play at this big stadium, the college stadium, the turf, the locker room facilities even. Just a great experience for them to be able to see what it's like to play in college ball. Maybe some of them will end up on this Cardinals roster sometime in the future. You never know what could happen. Maybe some Ball State people around looking at these players, some of the seniors perhaps, and maybe we'll see some of these players from the CIC on the Ball State roster at some point.
Ball State, of course, on the road at Northwestern today, allowing us to use their stadium today for this great event. Alexandria 40, Madison-Grant 27 in the first of 4 games in the CIC football extravaganza here from Ball State. It was a fun game to call. I'm Kyle Johnson alongside Tim Tedeschi. Thank you for tuning in right here on WIWTV.com. Next game, Frankton, Blackford, 1 p.m. right here from Ball State. Thank you for tuning in.